We're going back
195.
in time and redoing our 117. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we're live.
Oh,
This
I
is
don't
a
have my-
redo. Welcome
So-
to our redo. Yeah.
Welcome to the Arcade Hangout, episode 218, but it says 217,
Is it
right?
218?
Or is it 217?
I think it's 217.
217. Okay, 217.
Does it really matter?
I
It's too many.
can't ring my bell. My daughter has the bell next to her. She broke her leg, everybody, and I'm in her bedroom.
There you
Yeah,
go.
so she uses the bell. I want a snack. Ding 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 ding.
Yeah, there you go.
So I transformed my my office into her bedroom, sort of. I dismantled her bed up here and took it downstairs and built it down.
Probably
there.
makes it a little awkward if you were in the arcade and then you're like, oh, sorry, I got to come through the bedroom to go use the bathroom or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So luckily there's a bathroom right there, so she can use that.
Yeah.
So that'll be for a few weeks until she can get up and downstairs, which will probably be a while. So I'll try doing the show from in here and see how this works. I'm furthest away I can from the bedroom, so I don't have to hear. Shut up! Too loud.
Yeah.
I told her when she goes to bed, stick her head in and let me know that she's going to bed. So I'll have to remember to keep my voice down, quieter, like this. So maybe it's good I don't have the bell.
Yeah,
Like right now,
that's true.
I know. I tell Patty, my wife, going, yeah, I'm gonna do the show, Taylor's room, because if I'm in the craft room, that's just one wall between your bedroom here. She goes, yeah, because I don't want to hear you go, ha ha ha, ding ding ding, ha ha ha, ding, ding, ding. What you do?
So funny.
I'm like, is that what I do? Okay.
Yeah, my wife's impression.
It's like a
is-
clown.
That's what she does.
Honk honk honk.
Yeah.
They have no idea how loud you guys get in my headphones. You got to scream over
Yes.
each other. It's the only way it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So anyway, that's why I was not on the
To
Saturday
record
show.
a video of myself.
For anyone that doesn't know out there, if you have an accident like that, they rush you to the hospital. We're not allowed to go with her. She gets taken away, and you wonder if you're going to see her again, kind of a thing. And you worry, and we sit and we wait. Luckily, she had her cell phone with her, and she called us when she could. And it was real bad. I remember when we got there, and the ambulance just got there, like when we got there, and when they took her skates off, when they lifted her leg up to put the temporary splint on, this leg held still and her foot went brr, 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 brr. Like I could tell it was totally broken. I'm like, oh no, she's gonna be in a lot of pain. And she's like, oh, she's screaming, while they're putting her on. I'm like, oh, she's gonna go through a lot of pain. So yeah, they drilled through her kneecap straight down to connect the two bones that are broke. So they put a rod from her kneecap all the way down and then connect the two bones with the rod between out here. And yeah, so
That's a crazy mod.
Wow.
I was gonna show you guys
Yeah.
pictures, but I thought it would gross you guys out too much, so I didn't send
So
it.
now does she have to have a surgery to take the rod out? I mean,
No, it's all
so
permanent.
so she's done.
She's gonna set off alarms at the airport and stuff. So she'll have to have
She's like
paperwork
part
all the
Terminator
time.
now.
Yeah,
Kick through
Yeah.
brick walls.
But the pain is way better now after the surgery. I
Good.
mean, she had her accident at 3:30 in the day, and they didn't do the surgery till midnight. So she was
Fuck,
suffering
that's
all
so
those
long.
hours.
Yeah.
I know, just dying. She called us. There's so much pain. So they keep giving her pain stuff, but it's such immense pain that it doesn't really do much.
Yeah.
So
Your body must be in like some sort of shock.
yeah,
So-
just about going into shock. She was already in a little bit of shock when she first had her accident. But it just got worse from there. But
Damn.
so yeah, I
Poor
feel
thing.
bad for her, but she's doing way better now. We've got pain under control.
That's what you want from a
That's good.
surgery, right? You feel better afterwards.
Yeah.
She does actually.
Yeah.
She's on OxyContin and
Ooh.
yeah, good stuff. And she hates taking it, but It does
I was gonna
keep.
say, Mock, stay away
At a
from her
5.
drugs, all right? I know you're tempted.
Yeah.
There's only one left. I don't know what happened.
Yes, exactly.
They'll be like, Dad, get out of my room. Remember, you moved the office.
Yeah.
Yes.
The show.
Where's my bell?
Yeah. And then you complain to Daddy you haven't pooped in like 5 days.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the
I haven't had
that's
a
one of
boner
the,
in 5 days.
The side effects, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the processed cheese, honey, not the drugs.
yeah.
It's clogging me up.
Cheese product.
Yeah, it's cheese product. I'm home all day. What do you want me to do?
You're all, can I trade you some purple haze for that? You know, like whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever the 420 stuff is. Yeah.
Yeah. What's funny is when I raced when we got the phone call, because she called us, she goes, the ambulance is on the way, actually, letting us know that she had an accident. I raced into the room, the walk-in closet to change, and I put on my jeans, and I noticed like my belt's a little tighter because I've been like in pajamas and eating and not as much getting very much exercise. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, like homebody now and not going anywhere, so I gotta like do some walking and stuff, man. It's like,
You're putting on the COVID-19.
Yeah, I'm putting on a COVID-19 weight.
I think I'm set for the next couple. This is definitely the COVID like 32. I think I'm working on now.
By the end of this, we're all gonna come out of our house,
38.
fat bastard. Whoa! I ate a baby.
I want my baby back ribs
In my belly. So yeah, it's been a fun weekend. So everybody, if you see funny things like cute little teddy bears or little
That's just to make Mock feel more
butterflies.
comfortable in his new space.
Yeah.
feng shuiing this out for Arcade Hangout.
It's like Justin Bieber posters all over in the background.
I gotta put up a poster of Gal Gadot like in a bikini or something, so I can like counter this feminine room in here.
Yeah, it's kind of like a dentist office.
Yeah,
Put some posters on the ceiling. Smile. Yeah.
Well, the walls do look very dentisty. I didn't think about that, but you're right.
It's like that robin egg glue.
Yeah. So anyway, welcome to the Arcade Hangout, everybody. We're a group of friends like to get together once a week, talk about arcade machines and broken legs and anti-coronavirus and how to wipe your vegetables before you eat them and all that other kind of good stuff. And
we've been practicing virtual social distancing. Can I even fucking say that?
For 5
like
years.
5 years now. Or something,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. So
all
Saturday
prepared.
show, I did come on with you guys because I was waiting for the doctor to call. So about the details of my daughter, but I did watch a lot of the show. So looked like you guys had fun and it went pretty late, I guess, right?
That's
Yeah.
been the trend lately with
Yeah.
those Saturday shows.
Because it's Saturday.
Yeah, it's funny when you don't have to go to work the next day. It's to be a little more wee. And then
The
of
room
course on
gets
Saturday I
bigger,
was
too.
drinking, so that
Yeah.
that helps too.
A few more people in the room, and yep.
Yeah. Did Keith come on? Because I didn't see the whole
No,
show.
I texted him like 3 days ago, and he never responded.
Oh, okay.
So hopefully he's okay. Yeah.
There was a new guest on Saturday night. The guy that likes to go to Brainerd. I don't know.
Oh, John.
John, yeah.
Yeah.
He was talking about going to Fargo or something, and
Yeah, you had
Yeah,
like,
did-
oh yeah, that's over by
Did
Brainerd.
Yeah, do you see his pin collection, Mock? He has some.
That's what I saw. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, amazing
Yeah.
collection.
He had nice
Yeah.
nice pins. Look like those are fun pins that he has. So
Yeah, he picks up a lot of Jersey Jack stuff.
yeah. He had what was his Jersey Jack pin? Was it?
Well, he had a Wonka and a Wizard of Oz.
That's what it was, Wizard.
Yep.
Okay, that's what I saw. Okay. Yeah, I used to play that at Keith's when he had a Wizard of Oz. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, there's a lot going on that play field because it's a
very
wide body
pretty.
too.
Very
Yeah,
It's
it's
a very
very pretty
pretty
pin.
game.
Light show is amazing on it too. A lot of colors. Yeah.
I just have trouble getting into that game for whatever reason. I mean, it's gorgeous,
Yeah.
but it just doesn't
Yeah.
it just doesn't speak to me, even though it really is absolutely beautiful.
It's mostly, I think, we don't know what we're doing when we're in there too. I don't know
Yeah,
what we're doing
that
and I'm
could be.
playing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I was talking to Chris on the phone, who's been on a couple times now. He's got a Wizard of Oz and a Wonka, and I was just asking him about the different versions because there's like 4 different versions of that pin because they've released. But he just picked up or has a mod for the witch that comes out of the play field that simulates like the red smoke thing.
Oh, wow.
And he was describing it. I can't remember. It's a combination of lights and something else, but it sounded amazing. But of course, it was a limited run. They're not doing it anymore, and he hasn't got around to installing it.
did it have real smoke come out, like vape smoke or something?
No, it's I can't remember how it was simulated, but it was something. It was a combination of lights and something else. He was describing it. It sounded pretty amazing.
Okay. So yeah, I would think a vape thing would wreck the playfield or anything damp
Yeah.
you don't want in there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, imagine how often you'd have to take the glass off and clean inside.
that's all foggy or
Pain in
something.
the ass. Yeah, that sounds horrible.
No, I don't think that would work.
I do have like vape mod things for. I remember when I was building the Ghostbusters pack, they've got like vape mods that basically like pushes out smoke out of the pack when you exhaust it. Yeah.
Oh,
So such the thing does exist.
Oh yeah, for your proton pack, yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, that and the trap one I've seen with the vape smoke, which is really cool. Yeah, that's really neat. Yeah, I love that kind of shit that people make it just like so like sound effects and smoke and all that. That's fucking so cool. People are amazing out there.
Well, yeah.
yeah, so creative.
So theoretically, it would be possible to put in a pin, but I don't think anyone here would recommend it.
Yeah, it'd be better to do something that's not with liquid, like do something where it's a screen, maybe in the background that has smoke flying around or something. You'd have to do something
projected
like
somehow, or
a digital.
like that.
It had to be a digital effect somehow.
Speaking of digital, Mock, I picked up one of these guys.
Yay! That's a good
You're
one.
right. You're right. It's fucking awesome. I've used it a couple times, like calibrated it and like laid it vertically on a play field like this, and it's so awesome how it's like it works so well. I can understand
I like that it
now why
shows
you
you.
recommend it.
Yeah, it shows you
The
what's
slope.
bigger and what's small, greater than and smaller than numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
like that.
All right, Jimbo. Now you got to go
Pretty
do that with all your vids too. Make sure they're all perfectly level.
Oh no!
Oh my
I created
God.
a monster.
I know,
no.
right?
yeah, happening.
Yeah.
This is a pixel higher.
there.
Pixel higher on the right than on the left.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
even just saying this on top of, I mean, like most of my games are level, but you it's funny because like it ends up a lot of times as far as the like levelers go, you get it close and you're like, okay, there's no wobble, I'm leaving it.
Yeah,
Because you could fuck with that all you want, and even if
Yes.
the cabinet itself is level, something, if you stand back, you're like, wait
Something
a second,
seems
that
off,
doesn't
yeah.
look right. Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's all
most
about getting
floors
it
aren't
close.
perfectly level either. So yeah.
Yeah, especially on carpet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a question. If you're gonna put leg levers on and you're by yourself, like let's say you're in your house.
Lay the game on its back.
Yeah, but how do you get the freaking game up with you by yourself?
Huh?
Like if
Lift
you're
it.
laying it down on its back, I've never done that.
It's
Like
back, and then you just
Wait, are you talking about when you first put the legs on?
I mean, I haven't laid. I just am I gonna be able to have?
well,
this
there's no
strength?
legs on an arcade cabinet. I mean, you
Let's say there's no legs on the game, and I got to lay it down on its back. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess I'm a wimp, but I haven't. I'm just thinking. I don't know if I
Yeah.
can lift it straight up by myself.
well, if you're worried about it, pull the monitor first. That'll probably save you some weight.
Oh, that's not gonna happen.
Well, there you go. I mean, the other way, typically
can't
the way
do
I
it.
always do it is I just put it in the back of my truck.
Well, these are in the
Oh,
basement.
clever.
That's easy.
I don't want to
Yeah.
keep them
Yeah.
up the
I
stairs.
put the
I like-
levelers
The-
on before they go.
I
in
know
there.
that's. I wish I.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and one thing I have done, Dave, when I was by myself, because I cannot lift a cabinet up, I cannot pick it back up from the ground, is I've leaned it over onto something solid that won't scoot, and so it's mostly down, and then so that at
Oh,
least
I
so
get
it's
it.
not so it's like if you have like a big sturdy stool or something that's low. And then this way you don't
Yeah.
have to do it all the way a deadlift, but I still can't pick all of them up that
Yeah,
way.
I've
but-
actually, Carrie, I've done that the same thing, But what I do is, and you have to be careful about it, I'll put a couple blankets on top of the cabinet, and I'll have it turned to its side, and then you lean it against the wall. So it's just like, you know, maybe a 20 or 30 degree angle off the ground, and you can get the two legs and then rotate the machine around the other way.
Oh,
same thing, and then do the other two legs. So it's still pretty much vertical to do it.
Yeah, I always just like the only cabinet that I maybe did something a little different would be Cheyenne, but everything else it's either on its back or on a side, and you just go behind the top of it, you know, behind where the marquee side would be.
Just depot it up. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, but you're stronger
especially
some of
with
us.
these midway cabinets. It's nothing. Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
Like
See, I
this
got
is
my
mean,
like-
Cheyenne was different
basket of
because
beer.
those leg levelers are like that tall, and so you
He's
can't
a
put that
tall
much
man.
weight on them.
Perfect. It's
Yeah.
awesome. Portable.
Because I can't go to the bar real easy, you know. That's
You got a picnic? Do you have any sandwiches in there? Yeah. I know with Cheyenne though, I've got leg levelers that are like that tall. They're like pinball ones, and so you can't do the same thing I normally would do because you risk putting all that weight on those couple leg levelers. They could tear them out. So I think I pried it or something like that before I lifted it up.
So when I'm adjusting leg levelers, I use a book. So I'll just use a big thick book, lean it on one side, stick the book underneath, twizzle my leg levelers, take the book out, put it down, and then you just do that on.
Yeah, I'll do the
on
same
both-
thing where you
both
wedge
sides,
something
yeah.
underneath.
Yeah, exactly like that. That makes adjusting the leg levelers at least easier than.
Yeah, it was a whole new
long.
can of worms adjusting leg levelers with fucking Wonka because it's 350. It's a little bit heavier, and so I had to take a chair and,
I was gonna
and wedge
say
that.
that's what you should do is lift it up and put a stool or something between.
Yeah, it's funny. My one of my normal chairs that I use for like the red tent and stuff was just the perfect height actually to wedge under there, but I needed what did I end up using, a really heavy duty book or something to get it actually off the ground because like the chair just
not high enough. Yeah,
not quite high enough. It's just snug, and so yeah,
that's what
that
I do
works.
too. Just use a book.
I had a
Raise
friend
it
who
up.
was like constantly picking up and trading and flipping pinballs, and he had a truck, and so he had this whole process he showed me with removing the legs and then reattaching them on a pinball by yourself. You know, so you can kind of, the first leg is the hardest kind of before you put it in you'd have a truck bed, so you got your tailgate down, but if you put your leg underneath it, most people, like if you just bend your leg at a 90 degree, the just above your knee is kind of almost the same height as the pinball machine, the underneath of the pinball machine. So you can kind of give it a little bit of support and then remove that one leg, and then you're able to slide it over onto your tailgate, and then you're okay. And then you do the reverse of that when you're taking it off. That last leg is the problem. It's the first leg and the last leg, really. But yeah, it's kind of funny how you would do that. But,
yeah. Well, now I have to figure out how to do all that shit by myself because I can't have anyone else over here.
yeah.
Yeah, there was a fellow when I picked up one of my games showed me like how he used a stool for that, and I got the perfect little my pinball stool where I can prop it up, and it's wonderful. And then I got that baseball game, and I was like, oh, and I'll just prop this up with my stool. I think I was trying to unload or load it or something, and because that game's so much taller, because the baseball game is this really old 1966. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, not even close. Like there was like inches, like not even
a big old gap underneath. Oh,
big
man.
old gap. Yeah, that game was actually freaking giant. I didn't realize until I went to measure it one time. I'm like, oh damn, this has a big footprint.
Yeah, it's funny with how many things with especially with pins where you really need a second, like it's way more obvious you need a second person than with anything with vids. In fact, the instructions that come with the pin blades that I got for Wonka, like the second or third instruction on there is get another person and have them hold the play field up. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I did that with Keith. Yeah, I held his play field up while he was putting on the blade sticker. Yeah,
hey.
it helps.
What's up, all?
Yay!
Brad, nice.
Our
to
Hey,
see you.
Brad.
Oh,
Yeah.
2 weeks in a row.
Yeah,
Well,
look
I
at
gotta
that.
go.
Yeah.
I even got my voice meter all set up and everything was all working here.
Oh,
Amazing.
great, actually. Perfect.
That's all. And
You and
your
Andrew-
arcade looks
you and
great
Andrew.
behind you.
Yes, exactly.
you.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say you and Andrew with your perfect arcades behind you.
Yeah.
You know,
For his has
well-lit.
got animation, mine does not.
Yeah.
Andrew, is that a video behind you?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Oh my
Oh, that's so
God.
cool. Okay.
Sweet.
Oh,
See, that's what I
love
was gonna do. I had it all set up and everything until the.
Oh, now I
action.
have to go to the arcade and shoot some video. Thanks, Andrew.
Yeah.
So it's just like a 5-minute
Jimbo
loop.
called Andrew out. I was at Saturday night because he
Yeah.
caught. I don't know what the game was.
It was
Was it?
Castlevania, yeah.
He
Yeah.
caught like a loop on it where there was like a little bit of a glitch on the screen, or
There's a loop.
like reset.
Yeah.
to the
It's
loop.
not a glitch. It's just that one of the times it resets, it shows the logo, but then it starts the level when the loop hits. The level starts in the middle of the game,
Yes.
not at
there
the
we
beginning of the level. So he's like, "Wait a minute, that's not right."
Yeah.
Oh,
go.
oh, that's
basically,
really
actually,
looking.
Yes.
Yeah, it's-
Exactly.
But I based the loop actually on Dragon's Lair. So the loop starts with, I don't remember which one it starts with, but like one of the 3 games, and I have basically just go through the attract mode 3 times for those
There
games.
you go.
And then that's where I cut it.
So you don't even have like a backdrop behind you currently, right?
It's like a white. I didn't last week, but I decided to throw here. I'm gonna show you. It's going to be really ugly, but it's just I threw up a white sheet just to see if that would help. But it really doesn't make. It's still about the same.
Yeah, it's about the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
So
it depends on how much
Oh,
crap
yeah,
you
there
eat.
you go.
Oh, look at that.
but it's like
I
it's freezing.
tried it.
It's been snowing the last couple of days, so I was like a little
Oh,
bit too
wow.
cold to be in the garage.
I tinkered with it before we went on earlier, but I have an old school laptop, and it just
Same here. Yeah, my
Like
laptop's
half
not
of my
powerful
body
enough.
disappears with
Yeah.
whatever the background
and,
is.
and you have to use green screen. It won't let you turn it
Yeah,
off.
if you have an
So-
older laptop, basically, yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's the issue.
Well, part of it is you need a lot of light too. Like a lot of light helps.
Uh huh.
so,
Yeah, I see. Orange Whip's got the same problem I do, like between the
Yeah,
headphones and our
yeah.
The
heads.
headset in the head.
But you've got a nice
Yeah.
smooth, yeah.
See, it's like right, I got half and half here going on.
There you go.
Yeah.
Can't really tell too much.
Wait, so where do you do the background?
Oh, if you go down to the video icon on
It's
the
on the
bottom
bottom.
left.
I think it's
It's a little
before
up.
you have to log in though.
No, you can
can't
do it. You can do it right
You
here.
can
So
do-
if-
Yeah.
you know.
Okay.
Yeah, go up down by the video. It says stop video probably right now. You
Oh, yeah.
click the
Okay.
right arrow to that, and then go to choose virtual background.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, look
And you
at
can
that.
pull videos from your phone or anything you want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is just a video I just took with my phone.
Yeah.
Oh.
See, I did
Looks awesome, Jack.
looping of my. See what's
I
great
know,
about
right?
it is you don't have to worry about your machines breaking behind you because it's just a video.
Perfect. Look at the ambiance.
Yeah.
Look at Gak. He's a ghost.
I'm all trippy.
Yeah.
Do you have the chroma key turned on
Gak's
now?
been smoking the
Oh,
purple
wow.
punch.
Flying.
Trippy dude.
The grass, man. She got grass, bro.
That's some good grass.
Whoa, my eyes are trippy though.
Oh, you're at
It's like-
Carrie's house.
Yes, exactly. I know where to
That's
Carrie's.
right. Because she's right.
That's
she's,
awesome.
she's right off the.
Right
Pretty
off the
much,
bridge.
yeah.
Yeah,
Make
yeah.
a left
bridge.
at the
Where the
bridge. It's
Golden
Carrie's
Gate
right
house
there.
is right
Yeah,
there.
anywhere in the San Francisco Bay Area, you're right there.
That's probably what people vision that aren't from the area. That when you
Yeah.
tell them you're from San Francisco, they're like, "Oh yeah, the bridge."
Yeah, right there. Oh, I don't even-
Oh, see,
Yeah,
Mark's got it
this
going on.
really doesn't work too well. That's yeah.
Yeah, I have every day. Every Tuesday, my company we have a group Zoom meet like this, right? And last week, like the engineering group that I work with, everybody's like, "Okay, we're not doing any webcams, right?" And I'm like, "No, we don't need to. There's no purpose." And this week, everybody but me doing it. I'm like, "Damn it," you know?
Yeah.
So I'm getting called out, like, "Hey, Chris, how come you don't have your webcam on?" I'm like, "I don't have it hooked up." Yeah.
And I'm in my Ninja Turtles
Yeah, exactly.
pajamas.
Yeah.
So next week there'll be a store for one. Yeah, next Tuesday.
Hey, Seabart, try that again, but turn off the green screen feature. It might get better results.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if the chroma key thing is turned on, you guys are getting
Mine won't allow me to.
Yeah,
turn
you
that
get
off.
terrible results.
My computer does not have the balls to do this.
that
yeah.
mine either, so that's why I
Yeah.
have to.
I already knew that was coming.
I don't see any pictures under the choose virtual background. I just see choose virtual background, none. So
Oh,
there you
None,
go.
really? It
Really?
usually has.
I guess
Did you
I'd have
do-
to add
It's
stuff.
like I could be in San
go, Dave.
Francisco-ish,
Yeah, there should be a few defaults, and then you can click in the
Yeah,
upgrade.
I just
It
have
just
three
says
defaults
none.
and
underneath.
the grass.
Well, it's
Oh dear
none-
God, that is the scariest thing known to man.
Oh my God.
Orange whip.
Yeah.
Boobies.
He's
And
being
then
chased.
last week I had, oh, it's not going to work this week. Oh yeah, that's working. There you go.
Oh, and Hasselhoff.
Yeah.
Carrie found it.
Oh,
Oh,
I
whoa,
just added a
creepy.
picture.
All right, Carrie,
That's-
turn off the green screen feature.
turn off
if
the
you
green
can.
screen. Okay, there we go. Oh, computer does not meet requirements.
Say,
Yeah, we got the
say
same
same with
There you
mine.
go. I'm in the world of I'm with Seabart.
Yeah, and
I
mine.
think Dave from Buffalo has the same issue.
That
I
was
could
pretty
do
cool
that
though.
on
Got
my-
the crazy
my-
eyes right now.
It's like I'm haunting. That's my house. I'm haunting my own house. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. I'm going to get you, Carrie, inside. Oh,
Yes.
Fright night for real.
oh whoops, I
Yes.
left it on. Yikes.
So
Ah,
those
oh, my
shots, your
teeth
like
too.
teeth disappear,
Love-
Carrie.
Oh, I
That's
know, right?
awesome.
It's a little meth mouth.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
Like
that's
a meth
teeth.
mouth.
Look at
You
Jim's-
should have,
Jim's
you should
still
have that
at
on a
his house.
projector during Halloween. Project
Yeah.
that onto your garage door.
Jim's at his house like at noon though.
Oh, that was fun.
Oh yeah, virtual backgrounds are
Video.
fun.
Yeah.
Was that last Saturday or the last week Tuesday when everyone was just
That was
fucking
last
around with that?
Tuesday. I
It was
think.
last
Okay.
Tuesday. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I started it. By
Yeah, because
Yeah,
Knock
you
Knock had
did.
the flyby on his whole arcade there.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I was putting Tron and other
That's
movie
right.
trailers. No. So I'll have to wait till I get back to my office to do what Andrew's doing because I did the same thing. I recorded some
Seabart's
different
pulling up a real
games.
doll.
Uh-oh.
He
He's got.
doesn't realize he's on camera.
He's got a sheet.
Yes.
There you go.
Oh,
Oh,
Seabart
no.
gives zero
My
shit.
cat shit's gonna make any difference.
This is my teepee.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it looks great, Seabart. Perfect.
Oh.
That's perfect, Seabart. You've nailed it.
Yeah.
Little better. Oh, don't worry, I've
Green screen on a budget.
Yes.
just need to work on the lighting and
I would at least iron it.
Well, at least don't make it a teepee.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's about what mine is. Mine's that color.
yeah,
I
you're,
know,
you're,
but it's just the only
I
hung
turn-
up like one
see?
corner. of
Yeah,
it,
but yours
There.
covers the whole
Here,
back,
look,
really.
no, no, yeah. Well, that's just
Oh,
that's
yeah.
just a
I'm
big.
the disclaimer.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, I like it.
Please be advised.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't run
Ass
audio with it. Though.
Harry
That's the
ass
only
cracks.
thing you can't. Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
do.
It's
Oh,
good.
wait,
Actually, it's
I'm-
funny.
I'm
I
done.
actually
Yeah.
pulled out the audio on one of the tracks to make it small enough or smaller so I could share it because I thought it'd be funny to like send it to you guys and you guys can hang out. in the
Well,
garage.
we're all at your house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Strangely from the same view, but you know.
Yeah, that would be funny.
Yeah, but it didn't like that for some reason. So all I did is just extract the audio on my phone and then export it the same way. So it's just a .mov, just a QuickTime file, which works
Yeah.
that's all this is. But for some
Oh,
reason,
really?
it reject-
Because I tried using QuickTime files and didn't like it, but maybe it's because they're rendered with the photo JPEG codec
could be
within an
oh,
MOV
wait,
container,
That's true. I did leave it with the default codec. I didn't change
which is
the
probably
codec.
MPEG 4.
No, it's their internal one. It's because I know that was one of the options. I was looking at like actually trying to shoot it maybe in 4K, and then maybe because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a little bit grainy. So I was thinking like maybe I
I
shoot in
can't notice.
4K and then drop it down to 1080 just to.
If we're going to
smooth
be
out
in
a little
gallery
bit.
view, I wouldn't fuss with it because you can't even notice.
Yeah, but I was dicking around with it, and I thought, but like,
Well,
you know,
stop it! No, I'm just kidding.
God damn it, Jim!
Stop dicking around with it.
I
Put
picked
the
up deep
dick
patties.
down.
Needed some more I picked up the grapefruit deep eddies. I've been without this
Ooh,
for
that's
too
good
long.
Stuff.
That conversation between Jim and Andrew reminded me of the 16 Candles when when they were trying to photograph the prom queen. He goes, "Wouldn't black and white capture the moment? Just take the picture."
yeah.
So
It's perfectly perfect.
Can't triple stamp a double stamp, Lloyd. Dumb and dumb.
Yeah, 1080 4K. Well, no, just leave it. It's fine. And I'm like, it's the same.
How do you know it's a female alien? Because it's got tits.
What makes it different? It's got 4. That was such the take those ridiculous things off.
I love it. It's John Cusack too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the most compatible is the H.264.
Okay.
But this was shot in HEIF. I'm not even sure what codec that is. HEIF.
HEIF is usually
HEVC.
that's usually a container for like images, because I run across that at work. We get some evidence that comes in that as an image file that we have to convert. But
so so that's what it was shot in, was the high, because it's the most efficient for the phone to capture.
Yeah.
Them. But yeah, it could do it in H.264, but I wasn't. But for some reason, yeah,
it works. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't like photo JPEG. It's probably because it's a really large file and produces a large file size. It's like it's almost in line with animation with QuickTime, and so it's like you can't. I mean, no, it's not going to try to decompress that.
Well, no, but so what's interesting is that it's the same file, and all it did is just drop the audio off of it.
It didn't like it.
And it didn't like it. It didn't like the no audio version. So the no audio version is only like 500 meg.
Yeah.
Whereas the with audio version, which is the one that's on here, is
weird
1.3 gigs.
That's bizarre.
It's actually
just because you don't have an audio stream, it doesn't like it.
I guess. Yeah. I don't know.
It's
Zoom, obviously being weird, but
21 gigawatts.
There, for you, Gak.
Thanks.
This is what makes time travel possible. The flux capacitor.
Fluxing.
Stupid.
That's the mashup. Yeah. Back to the Future meets the Breakfast Club.
It'd be fun if I can find like a cheap, green screen. I've seen a few of them on Amazon, but I'm not going to order it until after this shit's over because that's lame.
All you need, it doesn't take much. Lighting's more important than anything. All you need, all you really need are, well, it depends on how little money you want to spend, because all you have to really worry about is just pulling that sheet. If it's just a uniform green, just pull it tight. Use like clamps.
Yeah.
That's
all I've got on the sheet that's hung up behind me right now. Is just hung on the walls basically with clamps.
Yeah, that's what mine is.
But
From the my basement rafters.
Yeah.
Stretch it tight, and then get at minimum get 2 lights so you can evenly light it. Done.
Yeah, but they've got like green screens like the on Amazon. I think like $18.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's like a sheet. Yeah.
We did stuff at work, prank videos using that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I figured, if it becomes a thing, like maybe I'll dick around with it some more. But I'm gonna wait until obviously after fucking
video
shit. I'm not having
quality,
Amazon deliver me bullshit stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's come so far. I remember I bought a collapsible a green screen back in like 2001 or something like that. And even if it was perfectly evenly lit, you're still shooting on basically DV, like on terrible codecs. So you had to fuck with it for so long just to clean up the edges and stuff. And nowadays, like, you hardly need anything, and you can still get a really good key. Actually, software and algorithms and stuff have come.
I mean, look at this.
So far.
This is still pretty impressive. that this works as well as it does.
I thought you were in your arcade.
Yeah. Well, and on Saturday, like, fuck, man, it was against the dark room basically, and it was working just fine. It's not much better than this. Yeah.
Really, other than Jimbo.
Yeah.
I was watching the Castlevania screen.
Yes.
Yeah. Nerd.
All right.
Nerd.
Yeah.
Nerds.
Yeah.
Nerds.
Deep into the nerd.
What are we waiting for? Let's get him. Well, I'd do something about it, John Goodman. I don't know about you. I'd do something about it.
Oh, there
We're
we
beat
go.
by a bunch of nerds.
Nerds.
See, Bart, it's the ghost of Grinkers.
There we
Seabart,
go.
how'd you get to Greekers so
Oh.
fast?
He's sitting
I
at
thought
the
they were
corner of the bar,
closed.
even.
Looks like he's got a beard
Oh my
and
God.
dark
That's
eyes.
like the primo spot right there. He's got.
It's like evil Seabart. If you were
It's
just
evil
spun around
Seabart.
so we just see the back of your head, it would be like you're at the bar.
Yeah.
NECA Seabart.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, he lost his head.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Magic. Hey Seabart,
I'm
could
trying
you
to
give me a
figure out
dollar
who's
beer
sitting
while
to the
you're
right
there?
of him.
Order me a sandwich.
Give me a sandwich with chopped pickles, please.
Mhm.
Right.
On it Steve's way.
Yeah, Steve's way.
And have no
Yeah.
privacy.
Jack Lick is asking what you're drinking tonight.
Oh,
Not
well, I'm
enough.
drinking a lot. That's my quick answer.
Drinking a lot.
Currently, I'm having Modern Times,
Yum.
and it's of course, big shocker IPA. It's called Proxima.
Mm.
Proxima. The hazy
I'm drinking
IPA.
cheap shit.
Cheap shit.
That's modern love. Yeah, yeah.
No, that's some high end primo Budweiser equivalent.
Yeah, pretty much.
Here's some high quality primo Budweiser. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna get another
My
drink
wife
though.
brought it home, so I'm not
Primo.
going to tell her anything bad. I'll be like, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Not, why'd you buy that shit?
So you drank up all the I'm drawing a blank right
Stone?
now. I'm
Stone?
drinking Stone. There we go.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
Stone fired like everybody too. So,
But you ran out of all the beer
Fuck.
that she brought home.
No, I still, you know, it's funny. I still have that bottled. What was that shit that you
Oh, that-
said?
Enjoy After
Yeah, that
Yeah.
that dated stuff. Because
Brett IPA.
Yeah.
I have that, and I do have one refrigerated. So when I run out, I'll drink that.
Yeah,
it's like
that's a
it's
good
so.
one.
It's not that good. No, it has a weird aftertaste. I'm not loving it. So
Yeah, I talked about it briefly on Saturday, but local bottle shop that I bought a keg from a couple weeks before, I brought him the empty, and he basically gave me. Well, he did. He gave me a keg that was like half used, right?
Oh,
And he's like, some people say it's a little peppery, you know.
it's
You
a
can
little
just have it.
weird.
He's
Yeah.
all, just bring it back when it's empty. I'm like, free beer? I'm not turning
It's
that shit
free.
down.
Exactly, it's
Yeah.
free. I have a case of it actually in the garage.
But it is kind of
So-
like, oh.
it has a weird taste, especially a weird aftertaste. So it's like, yeah. Remember
You
that
just have to-
commercial?
You
I
have to
didn't do
power through it to enjoy the alcohol, right?
Remember that commercial where the guy drinks the beer and it's all bitter beer face, and it
Oh,
cuts
that's
to
right.
like
Yep.
an old guy with no teeth and his
Yeah.
face is all
Yeah.
deforming, like.
And then that became popular like 5-10
Yeah.
years ago. Like,
happy
That's what
birthday,
people
Dave!
want.
Happy birthday, Dave.
You old
Thank you.
bastard, you!
oh,
Hey, everybody, wish Dave happy birthday.
I know I'm 48 today, right
Wow.
now.
Oh, you're catching up.
Happy
Nice.
birthday.
happy birthday.
It's all downhill from here.
Yep.
If I can hold you tonight.
I got arthritis. I need cheaters. It's like,
That's right.
You want a
can't be,
hamburger
gabbing
or a
it up from the ground.
cheeseburger?
Yes.
Wake up with a boner again.
Dave.
wake up with a morning wood, man.
You know, back in the day, we used to wake up with a wet spot, but it was like the good wet spot. Now it's just like piss.
Yeah.
Or sweating out my beer.
Dave, we're the same age right now, but next month I'll be a year older than you.
Oh boy.
So.
Yeah.
yeah.
no. You got the wah sound effect.
If I come on next Tuesday, I'll be a year older than Dave too.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, next
Well,
year.
you have to. You already called it, so.
Yeah.
And so you're gonna have your first alcoholic drink for your 49th birthday, right?
Nope.
I'm
Never
not
will
proud.
happen.
I know.
Oh, don't do that.
I know. Yes.
It's like, oh no, he's been so good, and all of a sudden he's drunk every week. No, he's on the right path.
You remember that scene in Airplane where the guy's like doing a swig from like a little flask, and there's this old lady. He's like, "Hey," and she's all, "Certainly not." And then she pulls out cocaine.
Yeah.
No more for me, thanks. I'm driving.
Yeah. It's like a drunk commercial or a drunk joke for Looney Tunes.
There was so many good Looney Tunes like alcohol, and I like that when the ghost would smoke, they'd take the smoke rings and dip them in the coffee.
Oh, like
Oh,
donuts.
yeah.
Donuts,
Yep.
yes.
Yeah, it looked good. They'll dip it in the coffee and eating it.
Yeah.
What a great breakfast. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they used to Looney Tunes would get drunk sometimes and have like drunk antics.
Speaking of that, I'm empty.
Well, shit, even in Disney movies like Dumbo.
Oh yeah.
As a kid, I never knew what the fuck that was until I got older. I'm like, wait a second.
The pink elephants. That's when he's
get,
flying.
They
He
get
doesn't even know
fucking
it.
drunk off of a beer. Yeah,
One beer. He wakes up in a tree. He wakes up in a tree from a drunk bender because the clowns are all getting hammered in the tent, right?
Yeah.
All the clowns are getting hammered.
They're just drinking beer. Like it's not like a big
well, beers and whatever, and then.
But they drop one bottle into that bucket.
Yeah, that could be something hard. We don't know.
It's true.
You know, it could have been whiskey.
It was a hard root beer. Is what it was.
I think the mouse gets drunk as well. They both got drunk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the mouse I can understand getting drunk off of one beer.
Yeah.
Mock, did you watch my piece last Saturday where I was talking about the factory mod about how this part broke?
No, I missed that.
So
while playing it broke?
Before I get hammered, I thought I would just cover what I've done with my pin recently now. Get it out of the way. So you guys saw I got my both the blades on now and I really like it. Yeah. It's weird because like when I just had the one on and I would look at it, I was like, I don't know. And then when I got the second one on, it's like, oh, that's like it's just weird. It really completed it. I really like it. But that took some strategic planning, especially after I fucked up the first time. But because the side that I screwed up on has less of a gap than the right, so you really have to finesse it in there. But I came up with I forgot to remove this tape.
Did you cut a hole for the bolt or?
No, I removed the bolt.
Oh, well, but you got to put it back. So
yeah, I did already. You have to cut out hole.
So that's what I'm saying. You cut a hole out, right?
Yeah, after it was all done.
Okay.
But, here, hang on a second. I realized I still had masking tape on the side of the cabinet.
Uh-oh.
What I did was there. What I did was I lifted the play field out in one position, like as far as you could in the third position, and marked where that was in with tape, and then I put I lifted the play field and rested it against the back glass and marked there, so I knew exactly how far I needed to go with applying the artwork before I could lay it down, and that way I could put the protector on and to protect it when I would move the play field down, and that way knowing where I had to go with applying the art, I could then I was safe to remove the backing. I only had to move the play field once because last time I didn't do that, and so that's why it got bunched up.
Oh, okay.
So I learned, using those protectors it was like $35 for these blade protectors, and they've already paid for themselves like 3 times. And a shout out to Tilt Graphics, because I emailed him and I'm like, I fucked up one side. Can I just get just the left side graphic? And by the way, the whole set was like $65. So it's not, it's like a $30 piece. And he's like, yeah, sure. $25 plus $5 shipping. It was $30, but he sent me the whole set. I thought I was just getting the left side. Yeah. That must've just been how it is laid out on the printer. And he's just like, yeah, it's not even
here
worth
you go.
it.
Just take it. Yeah.
So I have a backup for the right side.
Well,
if I really
there you
want
go.
it. But, so anyways, so I got that done, but last Friday was after me and Carrie had our chat, or our Zoom or our Hangout. And, I looked at I had played one game and I looked at the playfield and I noticed that this piece on the pipe coming out of the factory had come dislodged, come a little bit out and off center. And I realized, well, I probably didn't have it in there far enough to really hold it snug. So I took the glass off stuff. By the way, I should have done this the next day when I was completely sober.
Yes.
So
I try not to ever work on pins hammered.
Yeah.
well, I wasn't hammered, but I was just like, my OCD plus some drinks, like kind of, it was a bad combination. And so I start moving it, and I wasn't paying. I'm sure it's mostly my fault, but this piece right here, snapped just like that, and it didn't. And so it's fucked. It's a 3D printed part. I super glued it, not to try to put it back on. I just super glued it because I reached out to this is Mesomods, and this was Friday, so I knew I had to wait until at least Monday or Tuesday. So my brain's still going. I'm like, well, what are some other ways I can get around recreating this? And right away, that's why I texted Keith. I was going to ask him about 3D printing, and I don't know if he has a 3D scanner and that sort of thing. So I never heard back from Keith, which is fine because he's busy enough anyways. So I reached out to a bunch of local places that do professional 3D scanning, just looking for a quote. And then meanwhile, I was like, I've wanted to get a 3D printer and a 3D scanner for a long time. So I went down that rabbit hole, and I found the devices I want to get. I found the printer, I found the 3D scanner, but it's like $1,800.
Oh,
So,
Yeah.
jeez.
because it's all in the 3D scanner. If you want a decent 3D scanner, like decent ones, start well over $1,000. I found,
And
like,
there's still
good
cleanup
reviews.
to do after you do
I'd
the
still
scan
question
too.
those, even honestly.
Yeah, they're kind of
the
muddy.
The demos I've had, like the really good ones, are like 50-60 grand for the 3D
Yeah.
scanning.
After you
So-
scan them, you still have a lot of cleanup work to do. So, and it's
Yeah.
it's never as clean
As they make
as a
out.
fresh real one that you've built. Yeah, so just
So
keep that
then-
in mind.
So then I was getting quotes, and they were ranging. It was like getting powder coating quotes. It ranged all over the place. The cheapest I found nearby was $400 to just
Whoa.
3D give you the file to 3D print.
Yeah.
And that's laser scanning. So they're doing. But I'm like, oh, fuck that. I mean,
'Cause they're
that's the
trying to
price of the
recoup
that's the price of the. It's
$50,000
almost the
machine.
price of the 3D printer I wanted. Yeah. So
Yeah.
like Yak's saying. And then I posted on Facebook, does anyone have, experience with this or have a 3D scanner or whatever? And I got one of my Street Fighter buddies connected me with one of his friends who does this as I think he owns a business. And ultimately he's like, well, I wouldn't go about doing it that way because it's going to be, even for me, it's going to be too expensive. You don't want to pay to have that done. But he gave me an amazing idea, which I'm going to do, even though Mesomods got back to me early, like yesterday, and they're sending me another one and the plastic tubing for
that's good.
for a fraction of the cost, real cheap.
Yeah.
But the idea that I got from this guy was to do a silicone mold of it and do a urethane cast. And so I'm gonna try to do that with this and see what happens. It's real
that'd be
cheap,
cool.
it's like $100 in materials that I could, if it works, I could cast it like 5 times or something.
Yeah.
And so I have already built my acrylic box, and you do it in 2 parts, and so it'd be filled with a urethane resin. Now I would have to paint it, so matching the paint would be probably a little bit tricky because it comes out white. But I thought it'd be a fun little project just to see how that turns out.
Yeah.
So you basically make just like they do in the movies and stuff, they do these castings. So and you don't need much material because this is only like 2.5 inches wide, 4 inches. It's really small. So we'll see what happens.
So is that if they do a 3D print? Are you talking about? They'll scan it and then 3D print it again.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's something to keep in mind too, that different materials cool differently. Some shrink a little and some grow a little. So sometimes you have to make adjustments in the software and take account for that.
Yeah,
So,
they were going to give me two. They were going to give me 2 quotes. One was for if I wanted it 3D printed, and one was for if you wanted it like a CAD file for injection mold or something like that. Some sort of other like fabrication or something. I can't remember what it was, what the words they used. And I just said 3D printing because that's what this is. But
yeah.
So
I don't know. I'm looking forward to trying to mold.
Don't quote me on this process, but from memory, it's something like this. A lot of times what they'll do for 3D printed parts to make them more rigid as a solid, smooth part, because you can see all the grain lines
Yeah.
in your part.
Yep.
So what I believe it's something like this. They basically take a little bit of acetone and they put the part in a pressure cooker with a little bit of acetone, and the steam and the pressure actually like kind of melts and fuses the whole surface to where it's like a solid, smooth surface. But it's like
Holy shit, this is
a
deep.
scientific kind of thing. It's like a scientific kind of thing to like get it right, but it looks like a legit molded part when it's done.
Wow.
I've never done that myself, but I've talked to other people that it's something like that. It's a process like that.
Or just pay $20 and get another one.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So here's the thing. I didn't know that I would be able because this is a mod, and I didn't know how soon they'd get back to me if they would. A big shout out to Metal Mods. They've been actually making like face mask parts with their stuff, so they've been contributing to the cause too, and they're running on a very skeleton crew, which is basically, to my knowledge, just Tim Mezel and his wife right now. And so so they got back to me, and it sounded like he already had one of these ready to go. He had he's also sending me the tubing because I want to put the new piece further. In fact, I might even hot glue it inside the factory so it can't move, and at least with hot glue it's easy to remove if you want to. It's not like super glue or something, but
what does the part do? I'm kind of confused now. Is this the thing that the ball goes through when it spins or something? Or
no, when this comes right, the factory's right here.
Okay,
this inserts into the here, let me show you a picture. That's a lot. That'll be a little bit easier here.
So it's the tube that when it comes out of the factory, it shoots out of it, right?
The ball actually just rolls past it here, rolls through it. Here, can you see this? It's this piece right here.
Okay.
So the ball comes right through here.
Okay.
But it looks
it's an optical delusion.
It's an optical.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, so it's a hole behind it. So what broke? Like clamps that clamp to the rails, or what?
Yeah. On the left side, this snaps tightly around the rails so that it can't move.
Yeah.
And when I tried to move it further into the factory, the left side snapped off. It was a heartbreaker.
Sucks.
Yeah. But I mean, so he's sending me the piece here, but I'm also getting this too, because this piece you have to trim to the length that you want. And since I want to put this slightly in further, my current cover is not gonna be snug. So I'm getting that too with it.
Is that clear piece actually 3D printed also?
I think it's a mold. He mentioned mold, so but it's plastic. So
it looks like there's a little bit of a grain finish on it. I couldn't tell. Because I know they do some.
I mean, it's very flexible.
That's a pretty involved mod.
Yes,
look at that.
Right?
Sure.
Right. It's amazing.
And then the ball passes. Yeah, the ball passes that wheel and that spins.
That spins. Cool. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really cool mod.
Does it spin just like a half circle, or does it spin all the way around, or how
it spins like two thirds or so.
Okay.
Because there's a little flap that pushes it. Yeah. It's really cool. It's a great mod. I mean, and these are so rock solid. The one at the wheel that can't go anywhere because it's there's a vertical. It's got two spots that snap onto the rails, and it's at a point where there's one it's hard to describe. It snaps horizontally and vertically onto it, whereas this piece is just on the sides. But I thought that wasn't going to go anywhere, but what ended up happening, I think I trimmed the tubing a little bit short, and so I pulled it out of the factory just on the edge, and I didn't think it was going to go anywhere. But after playing like a game and getting like 5 multi-balls or whatever, it pushed it out just enough that I noticed it Friday night. And so I know better this time to recess it in there a little bit further. But yeah, you live and learn. It's a really cool mod. Oh, and that reminds me, speaking of mods, my
real
my
quick
new
on
and
that,
improved.
On that one, just because I have one good question on that one. So does it actually change the velocity of the ball at all? Is it coming down the wire form when it hits the wheel?
Nope.
Well, I just
Nope.
say if it would be kind of nice to slow it down just a little bit so it doesn't hit
Oh,
the
I
tail end
guess
of the wire form a little bit harder.
it probably just a fraction, but it's a very loose. It's like any spinner or something like that.
It's like the froggy mouth at Gab's house.
I didn't
exactly.
check I don't
know what that means.
The
Not
tension on
physically
that.
test that one, but yeah, you can imagine.
My new and improved Wonka Vader showed up too, and right before the show, I plugged it in, and my God, is it so much quieter than the other?
Yay.
Good.
Yeah, I had it out of the cabinet.
Did you have to turn the other one back in, or they just let you keep it?
No, it was this one. He just replaced the motor.
Oh,
so
you sent
what
him
happened?
your old one first.
I sent him my old one, which is the same one here.
Okay.
And because I sent him a video and he's like, whoa, that is wrong. And it turns out I had a very early revision that used a 12-volt motor. All the ones since then use a 6-volt. And so he replaced that, and he also replaced the power supply since it's a different voltage. And so right before the show, and I was like, should I really gamble? Because this, like, if something's wrong, I'm gonna get wrapped up in this, and I'm not even gonna fucking be on the show.
Yeah.
But I just plugged it in and fired the game up, and outside of the cabinet, like right here, I could barely hear it. So I'm so super excited to get it installed because it's such a cool fucking mod.
Jim, how many mods total did you buy for your game?
Did I buy or did I install? Because there are two different numbers.
Buy, I guess. How many are you going to? How many mods?
I bought, I want to say 21 mods, different mods.
21 different things that you're putting in.
But they all range. They all there's like 50, dude. There's way more.
Crazy.
50?
It's Willy Wonka. Think about it.
But I mean, how much room do you have? Or is it
No. You can't. You probably couldn't put all 50 in.
There's no way.
Other things.
They're all different manufacturers. They're all different people doing these.
Of the same area where it would go, like different pop bumpers or different Wonka Vaders, or So you pick the ones you like the best that are out there.
So you're talking about swap them out. Are you gonna put
a lot of those 50,
Dave,
like probably 30 of them overlap, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, think about it, Dave. Like, it's like shoes. There's different there's a bunch of people that make shoes, but you can only put one pair on.
So how many mods are you putting in?
Says you.
Yeah,
with that attitude.
I'm a rebel.
I grew 6 more feet. Right.
I put sandals in my sneakers.
I think I've installed about 11 or 12 now, but now there's 5 or 6 of these mods are really small, little tiny things that just have adhesive that you stick on the playfield. It's not like what I'm talking about here and what I'm showing you. These are the big ones and like the major ones that I've bought that are expensive, and and I maybe have 5 of them,
Right.
So so a lot of the mods, like a little tiny hat or a little good egg bad egg indicator, they're like this big that you just stick on the playfield. So it's not like 20 of these or something like that. But with that said,
price?
Oh,
10%,
Brad,
20%?
I mean Kevin. I bet I
Kevin. I forgot about that.
I'll bet you I spent $1,000 at least on all these mods. This Wonka Vader was $150.
That's cool. I like that. That's
and this spins at the top here. That's what the motor does, and it only activates when the super lock is ready. That means the Wonka Vader is ready to lock the ball.
And the Gobstopper was a mod, I assume.
No, the Gobstopper, that's part of the game.
That's part of the game.
Oh, you mean the plunger?
Yeah.
Yes, that's a mod, but that comes with the version up. The collector's edition has that on there already.
And you also had the Gobstopper box that you installed.
Gobstopper box.
The playfield. There's a Gobstopper thing.
Yeah,
on the ramp. On the ramp, yeah. There's a Gobstopper.
The sign, the ramp sign. Yep. So little things like that.
So I had a mod for my Medieval Madness that I removed because it was affecting gameplay.
I removed one already too.
So I had these little metal swords that had 3M sticker underneath them, and you stuck them on the flippers themselves. So there's these they're really cool looking swords.
Flipper toppers. Yeah,
they were like it was a sticker, but it was actually metal. They were actually casted metal swords, and they looked really cool. Problem though is I actually felt a difference in the flippers.
Oh.
The weight.
Interesting.
And it affected the game. And after a while too, from all the flipper action, the swords would pop off all the time.
Oh.
So I contacted the guy. He sent me new 3M stickers to stick them back on. I did it again, and still I felt the weight. And they were staying on this time, but I felt the weight on the flippers. Just something little like that, a little sword.
It's almost like you gotta be a sticker just to make them light, you know.
Yeah, it should have been just a sticker, I think. So I just took them off, and I have them somewhere. I'm gonna put them somewhere on the playfield somewhere else. But
I've got a set mod or a mock of mod. I've got a set of flipper bats or toppers or whatever too that look like the like lollipops.
Yeah.
But they're just a 16th inch acrylic, and so with a strong adhesive that I'm looking for. I've been on the forums and stuff asking people about them and if they affect anything, but I'm going to give those a shot.
If they're light, they'll probably be all right, but these metal
now
swords
I did
too
remove
much.
So to answer Dave's question real quick, I bought 21. I decided before I even started on here, once I got the game, you can look at, I was able to study the play field, and I was like, oh no, this one isn't going to work. This is going to affect this view and stuff. So I right away vetoed 3 of them. They were pretty inexpensive mods, but but I did remove one, and that was the smokestack for the Wonka Tower. I loved the exterior look of it, but the problem is with that, here, did I post a photo on here? Yeah, let me share this. So this is what the mod looks like, and it looks more like what you'd see what the movie had, but that's there it is illuminated, which at like a level view looks really good. But the problem is that when you're up in your player position, this piece right here blocks a lot of the LEDs, a lot of the colorful lighting, and I just didn't like. I honestly I didn't like the way that it handled the LEDs that illuminate everything, and so I ended up putting the other one back on. But in the process, I discovered a far better way than the instructions to remove and replace it, which I posted as a review on their site.
I think there's other towers out there too, if I remember right.
That's the only one I know of.
Really?
Yeah.
I think
there's
a different one.
But so I put the other one back on. So I did remove that one, but
okay.
Which is kind of it's disappointing because I do like the look of it. It matches the movie more, but if you don't get the pretty rainbow effects and stuff from the LEDs, it's
Better
kind of
inside there.
Yeah. So it is what it is. Sometimes things just don't, that's how these mods are. It's like you were saying, sometimes it just doesn't work.
No. Yeah.
So, and you can put too many on it. Yeah. So anyways, that's where I'm at.
Mods. Yeah.
Yep. After I get this piece and back, then it's basically just putting on possibly the 5 little easy ones, and then my pin stadium lights, and I'm done.
Isn't it funny how like modding pins are like most people like mods, and they like to, even if you buy like a used pin, if it has cool mods in it, you're like, yeah, that's awesome. But yet, like with arcade machines and cabinets, you don't want modded weird shit on there, like engraved plaques and bedazzled shit on it. Like Griffin would do. People don't like mod shit on arcade machines. It seems like, it's blasphemy. But then like, yes.
Yeah. I think, and then part of it too is that most of these mods are very easily reversible. When you talk about when we talk about an arcade game where someone put diamond plate or something on there, it's going to be a pain in the ass to fucking or whatever. I'm just using that as a but I mean, like all of these have all the mods I've been doing.
Non-specific example.
Yeah, that's right. Very generic. Yeah.
Total generic example.
But then at the same time too, like something like this is it's a newer game, so maybe that's maybe a
Yeah,
little
most
more.
pin mods are like a lot of it. If it's not a 3M sticker, it's a lot of them are just you unscrew a screw that's
Yep.
like part of the playfield.
Yeah.
Put the mod on, and then you put the one
Put the
screw
screw
that
back
connects
on.
that,
Yeah.
and that's it. And then you can always just take that off. You know.
Yeah.
So, my Spider-Man had a bunch of Spider-Man figures stuck all different places. And if you don't like them, just clip off those
just take 'em
zip
off.
ties that were
Zip
holding those
ties, yeah.
figures on. But a lot of
Exactly.
people keep that shit just because they're kind of cool looking. So.
Well, I've noticed too that I've seen a lot of pins on Pinside listed for sale, and they'll be like talk about all the mods that are on there, but then almost all of them will be like Pin Stadium lights because they'll have Pin Stadium lights not included because they're saving those for or keeping them for the next,
for another pin,
for another pin.
I know,
I'm
I've been
really
noticing
excited
a lot
to
of
see what
pins,
that's going to
too.
look.
I'm wondering if people that are hurting for money are like, oh, sell a pin, get some money so I can buy some toilet
I
paper.
think so because I know that Chris Rhodes who's been on a couple times now, he's been looking for an Iron Maiden LE for a while, and now and they only made a few hundred of them, and now they're starting to pop up even new in box and stuff. I think people are finally.
Wow.
I think it is a financial thing.
I heard you guys talk about Iron Maiden on the Saturday show.
Yeah,
and I think Carrie or somebody was saying, "Yeah, I love the pin, but I hate the music." Yeah, and I'm kind of that way too. I'd almost own an Iron Maiden just because.
That's why I think
I love
the musical
pin.
theme.
It's so fun.
It's a fun game.
It's a
I
really
think though,
fun
even
pin.
I'm a fan of the music actually, but I think even if you were a fan of the music, you start hearing it over and over and over and so much, it just probably just gets
Something
annoying.
strange in the neighborhood.
Yeah, like Ghostbusters.
No comment at all.
Right.
Why the fuck that movie only has one song? That's not true. There's actually there's other music too.
Yeah.
That's not.
So to me, as a non-pinball owner, just like some of the things that I see like a big visual impact on pinballs, like the older ones, of course, doing LEDs or the general illumination. Like
I think that's the most
controversial.
controversial with old pins is incandescents versus LEDs.
But I'm like, once you brighten up the whole playfield, it's like, man, it doesn't have to over flash you in the face. It's just kind of like general illumination, the playfield, so you can see it better. That just seems like such a huge impact. And then the next one is the sidewalls, like you did today, right? The
pin blades,
The pin blades, yeah. It really feels like the playfield got bigger. There's like more visual to look at.
More of a world
even though
under glass.
the pinball isn't going up on the sidewalls or anything, but it just kind of like feels like there's more to look at.
It does.
Well,
yeah.
otherwise it's
not,
just a big
not for
black
everyone.
box on the inside. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm really surprised like they haven't tried to do more of that with vids, like Mock said. Like they don't. I guess I see it because normally you're just focused on the CRT and you just want kind of everything blacked out, just so you can focus on the game, right? But I mean, if you think about like Tron, like
Tron's the perfect example.
Illuminated, like that's awesome.
It's an
if
amazing
they can
presentation.
figure out
Yeah.
the right way to do it with the right games. Like one example to me was like what Carrie's got, the Baby Pac-Man. It seems like the Baby Pac-Man, they could figure out a way to do the sidewalls that kind of like, make it more visual impact.
I think they accomplish a lot of that though with deluxe versions of games, like cockpit versions, where you're more immersed in it.
Yeah.
What I think would be awesome is someone could reprogram Baby Pac-Man so it's not so shitty.
I swear.
So it's like make it so Pac-Man is the right speed that he should.
So
be.
I swear, Mock, it was at
Crafty's
Pinago.
working on it.
It was at Pinagogo probably 4 or 5 years ago, and I think I might have posted it on either Twitter or Instagram. I can't remember now. 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, I swear it was a little bit faster. Like I could play it, and it was like you weren't dying constantly because they're catching up to you.
Yeah,
you just give you a little bit more speed so it doesn't like fuck you up.
That'd be cool if they could even if they put in the old Pac-Man maze, but still make it where you have to grab in the pin side of it.
They really
you have to earn your power pellets.
Video part of it, yeah.
It's just that's where that game just lacks because
I swear
it could have been awesome.
Mock, I swear I remember hearing on which podcast?
Carrie, you better
was
get
that
rid of
one?
yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, throw that shit out.
I agree, it could be better, but actually, I kind of like it the way it is.
You do?
It's a great home game for how difficult it is.
It's really fucking
so
challenging.
hard.
I do enjoy playing it though because it's so hard. And
That's
I'm
why
not
it's
good
a
at
great
it.
home game.
I'm not saying I'm good at it. I'm not at
Carrie's
all.
better
But
at it
Yeah.
than I am for sure.
But
Like
it's so
gotten
slow.
to like the third,
Why
fourth
does he
level.
move
yeah.
so slow? Move like
It's
like
He
It doesn't
moves, you can
feel
get
s-
speed
it
up.
doesn't feel slow to me, but
no.
I don't. But I have to say, I don't remember I like when like I used to play Pac-Man and Ms. Pac-Man on, I think it was mainly Ms. Pac on the 2600, but I didn't play it in the arcades. It was
Well, then yeah, there you go.
so that
if
may be it.
if your experience was 2600, then Baby
Yeah.
Pac-Man's perfect. Right?
Yeah, because that's what that to me it feels like. And when like I'm on the ones that have like this
I like the sound of
bloop,
the
like when people have the speed up chip. It's
Speed
like
up
what
chip,
the
yeah.
fuck
Yeah.
is that about? Jesus, I hate that.
Oh, but my favorite thing about Miss Pac on Atari was that you could change the ghosts to just one, and then you could just play forever.
Yeah,
Really? It was
Just be the shit brown ghost and you, and that's it.
Yeah.
So Mock, I was trying to think of which podcast it was. Like there was the what are the other arcade podcasts? Like a couple of them went away.
Arcade
It was like the
radio.
guys with the southern accent. They have kind of southern accent.
Broken Token.
Broken Token, yes.
Ah.
So Broken Token did an episode where it was like the Southern Fried Game Expo or one of those, and it was like the developer that worked on Baby Pac-Man was also one of the developers on the 2600 Pac-Man, and there was some crossover there. Like the time frame that they had to finish things, they took the code of one or the other. It's on one of their podcasts.
Oh, weird.
You know, it's like
Wow.
there it is. You
I
know,
remember
like,
hearing it.
That would be that's
it
why
totally
I'm like
seems like they're
funny.
similar. You know, like the 2600 version of Pac or Miss
Yeah, they
Pac.
both suck.
It's like the
But how
eyes
you
are all
really feel.
black, you know, like and they kind of flash a little weird.
What
you
was
know,
funny is that on 2600, that so many people complained and wrote angry letters to Atari about how much they hated the Pac-Man because it was so hyped back then when it was going to be coming out. Like Pac-Man's coming out, Pac-Man's coming out. It was such a high. I mean, commercials.
Wasn't it the
and
first console that
magazines.
actually had Pac-Man on it though?
I don't know, but for the 2600, it was a
big deal. 'Cause
when it
everyone
came
had
out.
one of those. Yeah.
So anyway, Atari got so many angry letters from people that Atari told their programmers, okay, we really fucked up Pac-Man. You know, we turned the maze on its side and they're wafers and not dots and blah, blah, blah. I go, we need to show the public that we can come out with a real Pac-Man game. So they told their programmers, make Miss Pac-Man fucking kick ass. So they did. If you've ever played
It
Miss
was
Pac-Man
much
on
better,
2600,
for sure.
it's so good. It's like, oh, now this is how Pac-Man
But
should have
in
been.
reality, it's because of the time frame. You know, it's just like any of us in the jobs we work at. Our bosses are like, we have to get this shit out in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Do the best you
Yeah.
can with whatever you can in 2
Pac-Man
weeks.
felt rushed
Yeah.
too a little bit.
And that's
too,
exactly
yeah.
what it was.
But
And
Miss
so-
Pac-Man, you could tell that. I mean, there's all the different moving fruits or objects,
Yeah.
whatever it is that you eat, like like the pretzel. Everything looks better. The mazes change. The sound effects are good. Right, Carrie? You had it.
Mhm. Yep, I did.
It's night and day difference between
Yeah.
and
It's not even close. Yeah. You
it's
can't
not.
compare.
Yeah, I mean, if you did that with Pac-Man, people wouldn't be so pissed off. But they just rushed it. You know,
Yeah.
They rushed
Yeah.
that like ET.
Yeah.
It's
Look where we're at.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just
But
shows you.
you could probably argue that ET is maybe a better game than Pac-Man. That Pac-Man game was
Oh.
fucking terrible.
Probably. At least it's an adventure, and you go
Yeah, at
different
least there was like
screens
multiple
and stuff.
screens on ET, and
You had powers.
it had
There was
fucked
only
up
one
rules.
pit, and that's where you ended up.
Well,
Yes.
Oh no, there's
Exactly.
multiple pits, but
there's
they all look
multiple
the
ways to
same.
fall.
I just
multiple
remember
ways to
always
fall
being
into
in
the same
pit.
pit.
He always followed the pit.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I just
Well, one
remember
of them you
falling
had
in the
to
pit.
fall in.
You had to
You
fall
have to
in the
get
pit.
the
And I-
objects, I
So
think.
this
right?
is probably like 2007-ish. My
I give
older
up.
son was like 6 years old, and I had this nostalgia for getting the consoles, and I was playing that. I was playing ET on the 2600, and I was just getting so frustrated. Like I don't
Fucking
remember
ET.
playing it back in the day, honestly, but I'm
Mhm.
like trying to play it, And he's just sitting there watching me
He
play.
just
Yeah,
dropped down.
exactly. I'm like, what is going on here? Why can't I get out of this damn
Get it?
pit? And he was like laughing so hard. He actually pissed himself.
The best thing about that game is just the title
6-year-old
screen.
like pissed his pants
Yeah, the
because he
title
was
screen is
laughing
pretty
so
good,
hard.
actually.
Yeah,
Title
it
screen
looks
is
like
pretty
ET.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you
I just
ever
watched.
watch,
Oh.
There's actually a fixed version of it out there, which fixes some of the
Yes,
hitbox.
they did. They
And like
did
part of
fix
it is
Oh.
like the whole issue is that, like it's like ET is like sort of like walking on his sides. You're looking at him like almost like straight on the side,
Yeah.
but you're also looking at him straight down.
Hell yeah.
It's like the pixel error
And so that-
detection.
Yeah, it was the hit detection on the box
Hit
that was
detection,
him.
yeah.
So it's like a couple pixels above ET is where you could pop the box for the pits and then fall into them inadvertently.
Yeah,
But
that
someone
wasn't
actually did
very
like a
easily.
fixed version of it and fixed basically the Atari issues with it. They made it a better game, less
Yeah.
frustrating.
yeah,
So at least
and,
you would fall in the pits when you meant to fall in the pits, and then
and that's
some-
definitely
a bunch of other
game
fixes they did too.
You need
Huh.
the instruction books. To
Yeah.
look for that, so you know
That was
what
a
you're
game I never
doing.
had. I think I got it at garage sale.
You have
Sucker.
to because it's
Yeah.
very complex. I mean, you got to like use your head to find out if there's an object in the pit and which pit.
Yep.
And
You gotta
which
sense
screen
it,
you're in.
and it would show a
Then you
little
want to go
blinky white
into that
icon.
pit and get the part so you can build your
The telephone.
phone home
Yep.
phone. Yeah. And then as you're moving around, the icons keep changing, like either an arrow or they all show different things. Like an arrow is supposed to be where the nearest part is, I think, for the phone home.
I
right?
think that game was the one game like
so weird.
it's never been outdone in history. Like the most returned.
Oh,
console
the
game.
worst
Angry.
game ever. Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
Like everybody returned.
But
it.
I
It-
They're
still
so
want.
mad.
I wanted to reach out to Sam and be like, build me Keystone Capers cabinet.
Oh, that'd be fun.
That,
There you go.
that
That's
is
a good
my
game.
favorite. That is my favorite
Yeah,
2600 game. It's
Activision.
it blows my mind that was never a port from an arcade game because
Yeah,
it
that
plays
was
like it
really
should
well.
be
Feels
an
like
arcade game,
yeah.
right?
Escalators.
Well,
on
that
it
was
and everything.
Activision,
Oh,
right?
so
Activision,
good.
yep.
Yeah,
Activision,
basketballs
like,
and
smokes
shit just flying
Atari.
like RC airplanes flying above your head and
Yeah.
like so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's such a fucking fun game.
And-
Yeah, you're right. Activision.
Activision and a Magic, I think, had such awesome
iMagic,
games
yeah.
in 2600.
Demon Attack.
Demon Attack.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's like Phoenix almost.
Yes.
I also like, speaking of Attack, I like Space Attack. That came in one of those funkier cartridges
Or-
too.
Mega Mania, remember that one?
Ah, yes.
I fucking just walked past Wonka. You know how I told you about how the attract mode where every like probably
Sensors.
10 or 15 minutes or so, if whatever the interval is, if you walk past the game where because it's the camera that's sensing, it'll
Okay.
throw out a sound bite. And it was completely appropriate because I walked past it just a second ago and it's Gene Wilder going, "Don't touch a thing." And I'm like, good. Yes,
Yeah.
I am not going to be persuaded to work on anything. All right. I won't.
So, does Wonka say all his little quips? Like, does he say candy is dandy and liquor is quicker? And...
I haven't heard that one yet, but I haven't heard that one yet. And I say yet because I swear every time I have this game on, there's a new bite a new clip that I have not heard before. At least like it happens regularly. And I've, been playing this game religiously. So hearing new
New stuff all the time.
stuff. Yeah, they put a lot of sound bites in there. I hope I just wish they had put some other stuff. I mean, if like you can always be like, I wish they had done this, but some of the other you posted today that what's his name passed away. The guy that like I am now telling the machine exactly what it can
Did
do.
you see that,
Yeah.
Andrew? That post I put the guy. Yeah, I guess he was a comedian from the UK that everybody knew. He was a
Well, it's like
comedian actor.
it was
Yeah.
like the guy
teacher.
that it was like
The teacher's a
Who?
comedian.
Like,
yeah.
Wait, who died? Oh, the teacher from.
Yeah,
No,
the guy that's
not
like
the teacher.
the other guy, the guy that's
The-
like, I have programmed my computer now to tell us where the location of the next golden ticket
ticket.
is.
Yeah.
What
yeah,
would a
he
computer
died.
do with a lifetime supply of chocolate? I'm now
Coronavirus.
telling it exactly what it can
Yeah,
do.
to
with
do shove it up your ass. Yeah, he died of the coronavirus.
I don't
So
remember
that's
that
what
line.
sucks.
Oh no!
Oh,
Coronavirus
geez.
got him.
Oh, I didn't
Mhm.
open it. Oh,
So he's a victim.
Oh no!
Well, quick, blame
No.
the WHO.
yeah, exactly.
Gosh,
Does that suck?
gotta blame somebody.
Yeah,
He's perfect.
Just not myself.
right. Exactly.
I do no wrong. He's so rude to the
Does Trump have
Press.
corona yet?
No. Anyway, I'm trying not to talk about that because it's going to raise my blood pressure.
Yeah.
Well, if anyone deserves it, he does. Yeah.
We were talking about the
Ooh,
Atari
Homecoming?
stuff.
Yep.
Gak, you should dress like that for Halloween next year.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Or this.
Two
I know
bearded
what it's gonna
individuals.
Actually,
They're
that would be funny if we weren't let's say the actual event of Grink, then hypothetically if Grinkfest, but we're just going to go there to hang out. It would be fun to do that over Halloween, and show up in like fucking costumes.
Everybody
and
all
shit.
dress up.
I dressed as a drunk.
Yeah.
I dress as Steve.
Oh my God.
The bobblehead version.
We should
Yeah.
all dress
The
as
giant
Steve.
swing.
Yes.
Yep.
Cargo shorts
So,
and a
Kyle
I'm
sent me
stuffing.
this along with a handful of other beers. So thank you, Kyle. You rock. He's out of Portland.
Oh, that's cool.
He's friends with the
Nice.
Coin Rejects guys too. So
Oh,
Good
well,
guy.
fuck him.
Hey,
then.
Mock, did you see that we got? Did you see that Jerry came on last Saturday? too?
Yes, I was
Yeah.
bummed about that because I like Jerry.
get
You know,
blast, yeah.
I was like, oh, Jerry's on.
I hate him.
I'll
He
bet
sucks.
he'll be on again.
He's a
though.
cunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Hunt. Yeah,
He's the good
Oh,
kind
I-
of cunt.
yeah, I like.
We've been
Jerry's.
getting some
he's funny.
crazy turnouts on Saturdays. Like,
Yeah,
I,
a lot
hope-
of people.
I mean, as long as this fucking quarantine's going
The
on, those
weekend
Saturday
opens
shows have
up
been
other
crazy.
options for sure. Yeah.
Oh, Jim, I was
That's a
gonna
whole.
ask you,
That's a whole different show. Like, it's a different tone, and you get
Yeah.
like a circus in here.
Yeah.
Jim, have you back to Wonka real quick? Have you gotten to the Wonka's office yet, where it's half the playfield?
Nope,
is
I
lit?
suck at the game.
Oh, okay. Well, you'll get there.
Yeah, my cousin's got like she's like, oh, I just got to Wonka's because she plays on a league in Minneapolis here.
Oh, okay.
I think she's in her mid-20s. I told her when this is all over, she needs to come out for one of my game nights, but because she knows probably more about the game than I do.
Okay.
No, I mean I've just gotten. I get to some modes. I've acquired. I don't think I've acquired two. I once in a while I'll get one golden ticket. I know you need all five, and then you get to another mode or something. But
Yeah, I don't know what you need to do to get to Wonka's office. I've seen it online.
that
but,
reminds
but
me.
it's cool.
I played for the first time last night. I played my first game with using headphones, and that's a whole different experience.
I've
I have
never
to
done
say.
that with pins.
It's fucking weird and cool at the same time because well,
Probably
first
can't
off,
hear your flippers or the ball or
Yeah.
now
Must be
with
weird.
these it like mutes everything because these are noise canceling.
Yeah.
But what ends up happening, I'm glad I did try it. I was sitting on the couch and I'm like, you know, of all the things, I was looking at the headphone jack. I haven't tried this. You know, I'm in an
Let's give it a
apartment.
shot.
Maybe
Yeah.
plug it in, and immediately I'm like, oh, things are working because the speakers are cut out. Like I can hear them go drop as soon as I plug my headphones in, put my cans on, can't hear anything. I'm like, oh, another thing to fix. Well, I open up the coin door and the plug is just unplugged. It's like no one ever plugged it into the board.
Oh, weird.
So I plug it in and it's fine. And it has its own volume adjustment. So like basically I had it turned up midway, where if I turned the speakers up midway, it'd blow my neighbors away because it's so fucking loud. So I put these on, and the first thing I noticed is that it's a different, since it's stereo, it's a different mix, and you can hear the basically the call outs, the sound effects, and the music are much more on an even plane than when you're playing the game, like because the speakers are a different distance and stuff. So I kind of dug that because I could hear some call outs and stuff more crystal clear, even though like you can adjust that in the settings. But then I noticed like what you were saying, where it's like playing the game on mute. I'm like, this is so fucking weird. Like it was as substantial as playing the game without the glass and the glass on. It was about that substantial. I'm like, it's like I'm hitting the buttons and I see the flippers go, but
Did you try taking your headphones off and playing it like muted, basically a muted pin?
That'd be
oh no, I bet
it's
that's
fucking
equally as
bizarre.
weird.
Well, yeah. So like all your neighbors hear the same shit, right? Because like basically like,
Right.
they're hearing the vibrations of the machine and through the floor.
Oh, so that'd be like your neighbor's perspective.
Yeah, exactly.
Then
Well,
I
no,
need to
but
make
your
some
neighbors-
noises.
yeah.
Fuck. Ah, God. Yeah. Fucking left drain. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
No, it was, and the thing is, oh, so Mock, so as soon as I got this this leveler, I was curious to see, because I told you that I realized looking at the bubble that it was not nowhere close to 6.5 degrees.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
because
it's not the same. Like you might want to double check that.
So I put this. Well, it's because they're all on sliders because I'm working on it. So I put this on there just out of curiosity because I want to know what it is. And it's like 5.8.
There you go. See, you can't
like
trust the bubble. I don't. I
like
don't
a
even look
whole
at the bubble anymore. I just go by the.
Well, I think the bubble would be fairly close.
Fuck the bubble.
The bubble is insane at 6.5. It's off, but yeah, I don't. Anyways,
No, I just go by the leveler. I mean, that's just why the bubble.
But that's
for just operators to slap it down and go, it's close enough.
This is worth this is I think $35. It was so worth it. It's so cool.
Yeah, I use it every time I get a new pin or move a pin. You got to use it.
That was a good pro tip on your end.
Oh, thank you.
Well, plus just having like a good quality level for your life.
There you go.
I mean,
it's not just for pins.
I mean, I've got the big your normal levels and stuff, but having this digital one for where you're trying to get like a precise like 0.1 degree makes a lot of. I'm surprised how much that 0.1, 0.2 makes of a difference in the game.
Yeah, and
Brad,
also
boring. This is pinball talk, even though Brad has a bunch of pins.
Yeah. So one more thing, James, Jim.
Oh, wait, I thought you had a Twilight Zone. Your wife really likes.
My wife has 6 pins.
Okay. Oh, I don't have any. My wife has
I
6.
haven't spent a cent on a pinball machine.
Jim, there's another setting you might want to play with too. Is that, and I think it's on Jersey Jack pins. I know it's on
Poop boners.
On no boners.
Turn it up to 0.9.
There, if you go into the settings area, there should be a settings for your power to your flippers, so you can adjust how much power, less or more. So you can dial that in to where you like it too, because that affects the game as well.
I mean, I like it. If I was pointing at a really steep angle, I'd probably increase that. But I mean, since I'm not much offset from what they're.
If you're making ramps easy and stuff, don't worry about it. But like Monster Bash, I turned mine up by one point. Because they only
0.1 gigawatts.
They go up to 1, 2, 3, I think. So I just did 1 extra on power.
I'm pretty sure mine are in like the 20 range. Like they're in the double digits. You can change it. Like you can really finesse it. I mean, people have their own settings. They're like, I play at 7 degrees and it's at this, and it's what's like I'm hitting the ramps and stuff.
Yeah, as long as you can make the ramps on a cradle.
Yeah.
So you cradle the ball, you let go of it and hit it. If you can make it up the ramp. Yeah, well, I call it cradling. That's kind of.
I cup them.
Cup it, cradle it, cradle the ball. Let it sit there. Bring it down and hit it. If you can if you can both flippers can make the ramps, then you're golden.
Yeah.
So
in fact, when I'm on, I can hit both the left and the right just sequentially, and you gain all the Wonka bars because that's one of the tactics. Is just right off the shoot, just try to get as many Wonka bars as you can, and then but the trickiest shot in the game by far for me is there. If you look at where the Wonka vision is, where the screen is, there's two lanes, and the far right one, which is the TV / they call it like 3 different things, but Wonka vision, saucer, it's for me consistently it's really tough. In fact, it's come to the point where I've been looking on the play field at trying to make a marker so that I can look when I need to hit the flipper, and sometimes I can consistently do it, sometimes I can't, but for me that's the toughest shot. But there's got to be a tough shot.
So here's the pro tip, is that's difficult because it all changes on speed. So that's why it's always good to cradle the ball. Practice letting the ball bounce and catch it with the other flipper. then make your shots with the cradled ball, because then you have way more control. It's always the same speed when it comes off,
right?
So that way you can make your shots.
For me that's the toughest shot, but at the same time that's also the same shot that changes the modes of the game, so it's crucial.
Yeah,
but that's good. There's got to be tough shots in the game.
Yeah, you don't want it too easy, else you'll be bored. So that's probably why I don't play Medieval Madness, is because I can play it for like a half hour.
I mean,
You know,
I think
I
that
love the game, but it's just
I
too
wish-
easy to me now.
I
you
need to
know?
start timing, like, because like that my best game, that was that one right before the show, before I started modding anything. That was like a month ago or whatever, where I got like almost 2 million points, which is still a low game compared to what everyone, all the nerds on Pinside. But
Well, they're really they're pros on the. I mean, practically on.
yeah,
on
they
the
smell.
inside.
I no.
Yeah.
But like I wish I had timed that, because I bet that was like, if I'm being generous, that was maybe a 10-15 minute game. Maybe.
So here's another thing that a lot of people do, and maybe you want to do this later, is that a lot of people that with their home pins is they'll set their when you're playing, when you reach a certain score and you get a free game. Well, what a lot of people do, because that doesn't mean jack shit.
Extra balls.
So extra ball, make that extra ball. Do you do that, Andrew, with yours?
I don't like that.
I'm sorry, I was typing to Scott in the chat.
Oh, okay.
What'd you say?
That's all right. I know you're
okay.
talking boring stuff, but
yeah,
on your pins,
mean mock.
On your pins, when you know how you like can play to a certain score point, you win an extra game.
Yeah, I haven't.
You switch that to extra ball instead on your pins.
Oh no,
I do. Keith does too. I think on some of his.
Nah,
it just makes it more fun.
Yeah, I guess at home it would. Yeah,
I
try and play by the pure. Yeah, well, obviously the extra game doesn't mean shit, but like, I just play by the pure rules.
I like Carrie's rule myself, where if she matches, that means she has to play. She has to play another game.
Yep. No choice.
I like that. I've actually been following that myself.
Nice.
I do that.
Okay.
Yeah,
but no, I mean, like when, like, yeah, I'm
just
with
real
you.
quick. So just on the like the Star Trek thing, like I'm actually vacillating because they have like the outlane extenders that just ever so slightly, just a few millimeters more that they add to the metal on the outlane to help protect against so many outlane
drains on the sides.
Because that game is fucking notorious for them.
Oh yeah,
but I actually haven't put them in yet because it's like it's gonna change the gameplay. And it's like, does it make my scores illegitimate if I?
It's the same reason why I haven't put the post on the left drain. They came with the post.
Yeah,
like it came with a post you can screw into the play field to make it harder to drain the ball on the left side.
So
I
what
refuse to do that.
What I do is I actually pull that pin post all the way in to make it so it doesn't drain as much, just to get good at the game. And then after I get really good at it, I move the post out.
Oh, it's like dialing it back a little bit. I mean, Judge Dredd has that same thing on a couple places.
This is the same argument as with Toki, where continuing
the post.
Yeah.
It's kind of using continues, But you can adjust the post that protects one of the outlanes to make it a little bit easier.
And it'll still drain there too.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So it's not, it doesn't save it.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, and in fact, sometimes it's hard to shake it out because it's so close. It still goes down. So I don't know. It's kind of relative.
Drops always land in your pants.
Yeah. Woo.
No, I have no desire to change the settings. I like it being random and difficult for like from one game to the other. So I mean, I like that. Like I get frustrated, but it's like, well, I'm just gonna play another game, or I'm just gonna play another game.
So Andrew, there's a really cool mod for Star Trek that I've seen.
Boring.
I've played.
It's not Wonka talk.
Oh, wait.
I'm just giving you shit.
So on the two cannons that are in Star Trek, have you seen the laser mod that shoots out the laser?
I have, yeah. Actually, I think I have those.
Pew pew.
But I've never installed them.
Oh, they're so cool because it's so hard to hit those shots, but the laser, it lines it right up. What it does is it shoots a laser out onto the field.
It's like a laser pointer.
So it's a laser pointer, so you can see exactly.
It's
exactly where you're, because there's like sometimes you got to hit the lit shot, or sometimes it's just any of the slots, but it'll put a laser right on that spot. It's pretty fun.
I'd be curious to play it with and without. I actually, like I said, I think I have them because I have the aftermarket cannons with the bubble tops rather than the flat tops. So I installed those, and they have the slots for those laser pointers, and I'm pretty sure I got the laser pointers as well.
Is a bubble top a mod just itself, or is that something that came out later on the pin?
Put Steve from Greekers on the play field.
Cannons. So it's basically replacements for the whole cannon toppers.
Just to make them look cool, right?
Plastic pieces. And just, I guess that was closer to the original prototype.
Ah, gotcha.
Which is why they designed them that way. But when we went to production, they're like, flat is cheaper. Just make them flat. They have lights in them. But yeah, so I got those because I thought, well, that's cool. And my plastics were a little bit faded on those things, so I swapped those in.
Well, at your
I'm
age,
pretty sure. I know, yeah, right. Wait, whose birthday is it?
Yeah, Dave's fading. Yeah, speaking. No.
The old man needs a nap.
I need a nappy poo.
I think somebody needs
in that order.
Time for a Pizza Hut
Nappy
delivery.
poo.
Get him back to life.
Oh, Jack had to say it this week.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
What?
See, I have seen those. And I think I have those, Mock. I don't actually have a ton of problems with those cannon shots.
Well, because you've owned it for a while, but it's just kind of a fun
For my
mod to
game, at
stick in.
least.
Yeah.
But then when we went and played at Grinkers, I'm like, I feel like a fucking one-armed monkey fucking a football. I'm just terrible. I know how to play the. I know exactly what the rules are. I know exactly what the shots are, but like I fucking can't hit shit.
It feels different,
'Cause
right?
It's a totally different game. Yeah.
It is, and that's like when I play Keith. Keith has all three of my pins. But you know what? They all feel different at his house.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you bring your level?
Advantage.
Every pin's different. It
Yeah.
just is.
I hope he's doing all right. I haven't heard a peep from him. He hasn't been on Slack. Like I haven't.
He played games
last
with us.
Yeah, he was on Thursday. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So should we talk about that a little bit? And how come Jim hasn't joined us yet?
I don't see why not.
Peer pressure. Not
That's right.
Part of it is
His
that
PC can't
typically.
handle it.
I know it's a Pentium
Just all this
2.
Carrie
high-level
played with
video
us
editing.
twice.
Can't play shit for
Happy
a
a
simple
Pentium
game.
1.
Carrie played twice. You played 0.
Yeah. That's right.
Part of it's that Thursday nights are usually one of the weeknights where it's like, oh, work on the pin, like, and then I get wrapped up in that. But it might have been
Is
this
that to
last
Wednesdays?
Thursday. It might have been this last Thursday though, where I actually did tell Carrie, I'm like, for a brief moment, there was a little window where I thought about downloading Killer Queen and all that shit, and then just like that, like it left my brain.
We end up having a full room of 8 people.
See,
Keith was-
and I didn't want to intrude, so I was like, well,
Yeah.
there's
Well,
probably-
it took a while to get there, but I mean, it took about
Actually,
an hour
I
or
signed
so,
on to
but-
Steam and I saw all the everyone Killer Queen, and here I am, Street Fighter.
Yeah.
It was
I think
fun.
Gabriella joined us, Carrie, Andrew,
Jake.
myself, Jake,
Keith. Yeah,
Keith.
Was Necros in there?
Necros was there.
Was Seabart was
Whip.
not.
Whip was there.
Whip was there.
Yep.
Whip was there. That's
you were
right. Whip
there.
showed- But it was a
You
good
killed
time.
me a bunch when
Yeah.
I was the queen.
I'm sorry.
Carrie
that
Carrie kicked some
It's only
ass.
the
Carrie,
second time I played. I only played the week before as well.
Carrie kicked
Oh,
ass
I-
with the queen a few times.
I
she
stand
killed-
corrected. It
killed
was
I had a
it was
good first-
Saturday when I messaged Keith, so I stand corrected. It was only his last Saturday.
Carrie rode the snail home a few times.
Yep, I did. Oh, you know it.
She's leaving.
Did
snail
you go?
trails.
"Wee!"
Yeah, they get the woo. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know it. I could
and
never
we're-
get the speed up chip or whatever, and be on the snail at the
Ow,
same
ow, ow,
time.
ow, ow,
Like
ow.
it
Yeah.
only happened once. Inevitably, it would be like, oh shit, I better get on that snail now.
Isn't that frustrating? You spend the time to get a berry, transform
Yeah.
it to a fast guy, sit on the snail for 1 split second, and wham, you're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. Pretty much.
You're
That was
like,
about
oh,
it.
yeah,
Like,
I'll just
fuck
run
it.
down and get on the snail. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Snail,
Well, and I-
Snail is a great go-to by default, but that one dude, Andrew, you know who he is. The
Jake?
one guy, who?
Jake.
No.
No.
I sure-
Stinky.
or your brother, Stars.
When?
Finish the rest of
No.
the story. Oh, Fuzzy.
Oh,
Fuzzy, yes.
Yeah.
He,
Fuzzy was fucking
constantly dominates
relentless.
that one.
On the snail.
That's our buddy Zevious Dave from Grinkers. You guys met a couple years ago.
Oh
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
he was playing way back when we were doing not Fortnite. What was
Team
that?
Fortress.
Team Fortress. Thank you.
Yeah.
Boy, that was a long time ago.
That was a while
That was
ago.
back when I actually did play with you guys when I was
Well,
smart.
Jim, Killer Queen's $9.99. Can you afford it?
I don't
Maybe he
know.
could
That's
sell a mod.
like let me sell a mod, then I can get
Yeah.
10 of them. Yeah.
And go get yourself a controller. How much is a controller,
He
Carrie?
probably has one
Oh,
already.
I can use a PS3
$19.99.
controller,
Oh,
or
there you
I'll
go.
use.
I'm sure he has the fancy-
I'll just use. How's Killer Queen with a fight stick? Don't
Well,
do
worked
it.
pretty
Yeah,
good.
works great. Yeah, 100%. Works
Oh,
fine.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the.
So
I mean,
then
just
I'll
imagine
do
like
that.
the arcade game. which is exactly what it is a
Yeah.
stick, a micro switch stick and buttons. So yeah.
I don't know what that
Arcade
was.
what?
You know what? I won't be
All
able
right.
to play Thursday because my daughter's in the room.
Then I can't play.
Fuck you.
Maybe I can put it on this laptop.
I'll
see
bet
if
your
it'll
laptop
run.
would run it.
I just sent Brad my entire soundboard.
laptop.
I'll try and put it on
Fuck,
this
I do it on
laptop.
my
Between the
laptop.
two of
Yeah,
us,
if
we
it
could be on
works
top of it.
on that
All
laptop.
right,
I
I'll
got.
give it a shot. I got to put Discord and
We
Steam
can
on
just
there.
annoy everyone to get out of this room. Yeah. Can you imagine 2 people with the soundboard? Yeah. Actually, I was gonna trade sounds with Adam from
Arcade Radio.
Arcade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Minnesota Adam. Yeah, he was gonna. That was funny. Did I tell you guys about that? Last Friday, Chris Rhodes, me, Steve. You guys have met. They've been on the show a couple times. Steve texts me and he's like, "You want to do another Zoom hangout with me and Chris and Adam? Because Adam wants to do it. He reached out to us." I'm like, "Yeah, that sounds like fun. Sure." We all 3 of us joined. Adam never showed up. The guy that wanted to organize it, that wanted to start it up. Nope. I can't remember what the excuse
It's like he was in
was.
the sweet spot of drinking when he proposed it, but by the
Yeah,
time it happened,
exactly.
he like went
Probably.
beyond the sweet spot and was done for
Sobered
the
up. He's
night.
like, nah, fuck
I
that.
I feel like I got
out, you know.
I feel like
we've all been
I
there.
got lucky. Either that or they were super comfortable when they had me on the show and they're like, "Well, if Jim Bodini is going to be on here, let's all get drunk." So, I mean, like, cuz all 3 of us got fucking hammered that night. And normally that's not the case with those guys. Like they'll drink, but it's not like they'll just like woo.
Just see if Time Runner wants to join us one time.
Yeah.
The email goes out to him every week. I just checked tonight.
He's talking about for Killer Queen, but yeah.
Oh, Killer
I
Queen.
could. I guess I could send out an email reminder to everyone for PC Gaming Night if it would matter. I don't know.
Let's do the league.
Yeah, we're gonna
Oh, yeah,
set up
the-
some brackets.
Right, that's right. There was the challenge idea too, is that we do podcast versus podcast on Killer Queen.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, was that your idea?
Oh,
Whip?
that was
Yeah,
quite
it was
the idea.
mine.
Yeah, we challenge Arcade Radio to a fucking Killer Queen match.
So is there any way for
And
people to
insert
watch
coin
if
and
you're
broken
not?
token.
Yeah,
Oh,
that would
That's
be
a
the next
good
thing.
question.
Yeah,
so
you can
so we have
watch.
to do. Yeah, we could do OBS or something like that.
Because that'd be
Just
fun to
stream it.
watch and root you guys on. I'm sure
Yes.
as fuck not playing.
Well, you,
I would
this is
totally be
spectator
down for
mode.
watching it. Yeah.
yeah.
There's a spectator mode too. You can log in and not play.
Oh, there is. Okay.
Oh.
Well, yeah, I know, but if we had an audience of like our
Oh,
3 people
yeah,
Two.
yeah, yeah.
and
Screw
there's
it.
7
Just-
people,
Just stream
I
it,
mean?
just like we do this,
Yeah, we
right?
can just stream it. Yeah.
Theoretically, I think that I can stream without audio though. It wouldn't be streaming because I can post to YouTube, but it wouldn't include any of our banter.
Oh, right.
While we
Yeah,
play.
unless you're using like voice meter or something.
I'd have to use like
Yeah.
OBS or something like that to then pull it all in. And
Yeah,
then
you
send it
don't
out
need
somewhere
to.
else.
Just do the game audio. That's
It would just be
fine.
but then you don't see like the
Could people join? Could people listen
shit
on
talking.
Discord or no?
theoretically, yeah,
Yeah.
they could
Well,
listen,
that'd
but
be
they
a
couldn't
neat
watch.
thing to figure out.
No, that'd be
Yeah.
too many of us. Couldn't like.
Oh yeah,
like
no, that's true. Especially if
communicating, it
people
might
are
be
talking.
hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good point. No, it'd have to be.
Yeah, because we'd be hearing them talking while we play, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be. Too
Yeah,
hard.
no, that wouldn't work. You're right.
It would
So
be
it'd have
cool to
just
be
watching.
able to stream what the normal thing that happens. No
Yeah.
other voices other than the group that's actually playing the
Well,
game.
You could do it on
Yeah.
Twitch. Stream it to Twitch or something.
You just need to set up voice meter to do it.
it's exactly.
free
We'd have to
software.
set up something so that actually we can capture the video and capture the voice audio.
Arcade has to get 4 players, so I guess
Well,
they
if
have
you're-
4
you're-
people
yeah.
on their show, right? So they'd all have to get it.
Oh, we
And
could
If
have
you're
I'm
if
sure
you're
they could
using
find
if you're
people.
using OBS, you don't even need voice meter because you can do desktop audio.
Yeah.
You can do game audio.
So you could be
can just
capturing
add those as
Discord
sources.
audio and
Yeah.
sending it out to it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's yeah.
So yeah,
Mock,
actually-
I mean,
Time
OBS to
Runner-
Twitch might be the
Oh,
easiest.
he's been
Yep.
on with them before. A local to Time Runner is, I think, Aaron Sanders. I think is his name.
Aaron, yeah,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
yeah,
So
like
that
Aaron.
could be their
Okay.
4th guy easily. So,
Yeah, he's on
Okay.
Facebook. I think I'm friends with him on Facebook.
yeah, he's a good guy. Yeah, he's
we
fun.
can get coin rejects to play. We can get a bunch of
Yeah,
them.
we could get
Yeah,
like a whole
that'd be
thing
funny.
going.
That'd be pretty awesome.
yeah.
We'll have to do some bracket divisions to figure out who our best players are.
We
Yeah.
could probably form 2 teams.
It's true.
We get 8. We get 8
Varsity
playing.
and JV.
Yes, exactly. The arcade hangout. A
Damn it!
team
I
and a
made the
B
B
team.
team. Yeah.
Yeah, I would be on the D team myself.
Yeah.
the big D. What?
Hey, I'll take it.
Heyo.
Yeah, you and I can
Um,
back each other up on the snail
I'll
riding.
be the water boy of Killer Queen.
Beer
Oh.
me.
Yes, exactly.
So Dave would have to get the game and play, or we could put Keith in if Dave doesn't want to play.
Yeah, Keith, man.
Keith's pretty
Seabart-
good.
Seabart's
Yeah.
been playing too. Seabart's solid.
No, I'm talking about like,
I haven't played with Seabart yet. He's been missing in action the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the
chair is
fuck?
really-
Where were you Saturday? And
His work hours has him all jacked up right now.
Well, I just kind of did this and then woke up like 4 or 5 hours later.
It's that gaming chair.
Naked.
yeah.
confused and naked.
Bottle of lube, toilet
Empty,
paper.
Nipple
Don't
chain.
know what
empty box
happened.
of tissue
Covered in
with
lube,
the
yeah.
hand lotion almost empty.
Yeah. The Jergens. Where the fuck is all my
Yes.
Jergens?
Stole my Jergens. Jerkin my Jerkin.
To the best of us, Jergens.
That's right. So and what we need to do is actually like figure out. They're not listening to this, right? Figure out a strategy where we beat them every single time with the economy victory, just for pure embarrassment.
We were,
Oh,
when
yeah,
we were
what that
playing on Thursday, somebody I think it was was it Jack?
Jake.
Who's the guy that does Jake?
Yeah, Jake.
Jake was grabbing the berries on the ground and he was hucking them to me, and I was like just taking them and putting them in the
Alley-ooping.
holes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he's
was doing-
throwing
I
them
was-
and
I was doing that as well.
no,
I
it
was
great.
one fucking berry away.
One berry away,
I
and then
was
the
one
queens
berry-
died.
and-
yeah.
And
Yeah,
Orange
I
Whip's
was
all
once
screaming
through-
out, Blue's got one berry left. It was like, boom, fucking snail victory. Carrie brought it home and was like, fuck.
Yeah. So funny. That's a good
So
time.
much work.
I know. It's like it's devastating when you're like one berry away and
Yeah.
like queen victory. You're like, oh shit.
God damn it. Just don't die. What are you
Stay
doing?
away from the other queen. Stay away from everybody.
Yeah, but unfortunately, we can't talk just
Yeah,
teams.
you can't tell that strategy because
Yeah.
they'll hear that we're doing.
Because otherwise, like, yeah, it's like otherwise I've been screaming at my team, like, I'm one fucking berry, just stay away, just let him go, let him go, let him
Yeah,
go, protect me, protect me, protect me, and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
victory.
So if we played arcade, would we all be on the same
Yeah, because
Discord
that would
channel?
be the most fun.
Yeah, I think we'd have to.
Talking shit back and forth is what half
Talking
the fun
shit.
is. Yeah.
Mm.
Make them cry.
I think you got to. I'm totally prepared for them to be like really good at the game and like we would be crying. That's fine too. But I think it'd be a good time.
Be fun.
Yeah.
All right, Carrie,
So
it's your job to get Jim on board.
Yeah,
Peer
he's so good at all the
pressure.
games. It would be he might be an asset even though he would be new to the game.
Yeah, he's good. I'm sure
We'll bring
he'd
him in.
learn it fast.
It-
Oh, I know
Really,
you will.
it only takes
Not to
like 2
scratch
or
your
3
eyes out.
nights of playing. Carrie, by the time like the second night you were playing, you were already getting like dangerous. Like it's like, all right,
You were too kind. You were you were very
that's
sweet.
it's true. Everyone's been the same
yeah.
way. And you
Remember
were
the
just,
time
you were
Carrie
right there.
went in and she was
Like-
going to clean house with everybody? She was
Yeah.
like zooming through. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
there
the game's
were
got
the
a
games
little
where
bit of a-
where my team lost 3-0. Yeah.
But there's,
or
there's,
whatever.
there's an initial
Yeah.
like steep learning curve, but then it
Yeah.
flattens out and gets pretty easy for everyone.
But
once you
Carrie,
get,
that
like,
happens to
the
all of us. So
concepts.
I
Yeah,
was queen
every
and I
one of
died all
us.
my queens. And that just happens,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Every one of us has the same problem. So
Yeah.
It was fun. I had a good I'll be,
That's what
I'll be
makes it a
back.
fun
Yeah.
game. Is
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I think that we're
And we
all
mix the teams up.
sort of like capping out. Yeah, we're changing the teams constantly every game. So
Yeah.
like, I think we're all getting to the point now where it's like we're getting to like what the challenge level of the game has to offer. Like no one's I think like spiking ahead of anyone else. We're all pretty dangerous and pretty competent. And I'm sure after a couple more nights of doing it, you'd be just as dangerous as the rest of us.
I just need to figure out how to hop up onto the little levels when I'm a minion. That's where
Well, and there's
Yeah.
only
once I
6
fall to the
levels.
ground. Oh
Yeah.
man.
But
But once
like,
I fall
once you
to the
figure out
ground
that
though,
and-
I'm like
Now what?
Forget it. It's hard to get back up on
it's
the
really
levels.
yeah, it's hard to get
Yeah.
back up. Yeah.
I was having that
Yeah, I
problem
need
too
my little
with my-
Viagra.
With my joypad, if you don't have your left up at the top,
Uh-huh.
it always falls down for me. I always got to remember to put my left thumb up on the top of my joypad so that it goes up levels. Especially when I'm using the queen. you'll see me all of a sudden just like for a level, I'll be just shooting down all the time because I've got to remember to put my thumb at the top of my D-pad. Otherwise, just naturally it goes down to the bottom, and I just keep shooting my queen down to the bottom.
Well, what I was noticing with Carrie is that she'd sometimes forget that the longer you hold down the jump button, the higher you go. So I was seeing Carrie doing this a lot.
Yes,
You're not holding the button down to get higher up.
Is. Yep.
Yeah. So
yeah, because I'm just hitting it harder.
Boink, boink,
Right,
and that
yeah.
wasn't working.
Boink. Yeah, you
there's
gotta
some
hold
short
it down.
jumps versus longer jumps.
Yeah, so you can get really up there.
That's right.
Yep.
Okay, that's what I need to do. Okay, I'm ready. Watch out! I'm gonna be dangerous. I'm gonna be dangerous next time. I'm gonna be hopping.
Once you have
I'm
weapons, you can
gonna
fly.
Right. I'm gonna
Yeah,
I'm gonna be. Well, yeah. That.
And once you figure out that you can get the speed and the shield and still ride the snail with the speed and the shield, and then
the queen will stab you in the back, so it won't.
it can, but you can jump off and
Yeah.
turn around, at least bounce her away, and then run away. And so like there's
But
That's
it is
why I was
strategy.
just hovering there trying to knock out everybody away from
Yeah.
whoever was riding the snail.
And Carrie was as queen, she was doing really good, like hitting the machines and turning them colors and stuff.
Yeah.
which is
So
the
she's
most
on-
important.
She's
job.
on top of all that. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm good to my loyal subjects. I'm good to my throne.
Yeah. You're good to your people.
Nice.
It's good to be the queen.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, Jim, we're talking about Killer Queen.
Defeated king.
Boring.
So Jim, you should see how it works with your fighter controller.
Well, Necros has played it. He said he's going to try it next week with his controller, and I played it with mine. It's tight. It plays really well.
Like an arcade machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the X-Bone
the
controller
pads?
just because it's a little bit like just more comfortable to sit here as opposed to having that big brick in your lap. But
Oh,
it
sure.
still fucking works.
Well, I mean, I
And
can
that's
use
the way I
either.
played-
I can use a PS3 pad. That's fine.
Yeah. But that's the way I played Cuphead the first time was 100% on the flight stick or the fight stick, and
Yeah.
it was fucking amazing. Loved it. So
Look,
yeah.
I made a tribble.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Trouble with tribbles.
Can you make
Oh,
it
it's
purr?
Bite out of it.
A little baby one. I made a little baby one.
Or it's William Shatner's hairpiece.
Yeah. That's just
Yeah, when he's
Merkin.
got when he yeah. Oh, yeah,
Merkin.
when he's
Came,
when
came
he's got
straight
gray.
from his ass.
I'm
Well,
really refraining. I'm
came
just going to
straight-
say no comment for right now.
Came straight from somebody from
You
somebody's
got a big
ass.
Merkin? Gak's been playing
Dog ass.
too. So
Yeah, the last week I missed, but yeah, I've been trying. Yeah,
what do you know commenting?
the shaven.
The,
Oh, the
the-
Merkin?
Yeah, the Merkin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of
My
like
trip, my Sadie's been asleep next to me with her
That's
head
a-
on my
that's a
lap, and I've been
clump-
able to pick out some of the little hair because she's like that. You know, the dogs shed and they get that undercoat.
Oh, the
Yeah.
clump.
Happens
and-
it
This
happens to
time of
Gleek
year,
all the time.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Between the cheeks.
yeah. And she hates being brushed.
You just took it a step
nasty.
further, didn't
Yes.
Oh,
you?
you did.
Accumulates there.
What does the dentist? What do all the dentists have to say in your office there? Yeah,
What does it smell like?
Right here?
yeah.
Well, what do they say?
Let's keep it clean. Yeah.
Dentist room.
Your chair needs to be able to go. Whoa!
Yeah.
Big bright yellow light in your
Fit in
face.
this little thing.
Yeah, you need one of the vacuum.
Is it
hoses
safe?
and the-
Is
yeah.
it safe?
Or apparently break your leg while at the dentist too. Like
Oh, yeah, that's right. We learned that.
wow.
Yeah, sprain your ankle or whatever that was.
That's yeah.
That's a high price to pay for a cavity.
I don't. Or how deep does that root canal go? I think was a joke, but like,
Yes, that's right.
yeah. I don't like going to the dentist terribly much either. But
No.
Jesus, that's hating
I don't either.
the dentist.
Yeah.
You're wrapping your leg around like one of the fucking
Yeah.
Yeah.
bare legs and like snapping it off while you're fucking.
Yeah, maybe you ought to go for the Novocaine at that point.
Yeah. Go for the full mask
Right.
and get.
I like the
some
gas
nitrous
myself.
oxide. Yeah.
Oh.
I've
Yeah,
never
I
actually
don't-
tried that outside of a rave.
Yeah, yeah. High
I've never
school.
tried that at the dentist office.
I haven't tried it since high school. Maybe early college.
I had one dentist that had like it was kind of like this kind of wedge shaped rubber piece, and he was like, "Your mouth, you're not holding your mouth open wide enough." And I'm
Oh,
like,
it's gonna clamp it.
I'm
wide
holding
open.
it
I've
as
heard
wide
that
as I can
before.
freaking get, and he gets this like triangle like wedge rubber thing, and he like
Yeah.
pushes it on my teeth,
Ah,
and it forces my mouth open even more. And
yeah.
I'm like, okay, I got this. And like 2 minutes into it, I'm like, like I couldn't handle it. I'm like, that was fucking torture, absolute torture. So he had to take the rubber piece out. I'm like, nope, can't
Oh
do
my
that.
God, there's so many jokes right now.
Yes.
I know I couldn't keep up. I kept like going from pallet to pallet. I'm like, what sound do I play? I don't know.
We'll put different things in your mouth.
Yeah. When I think
We'll figure out what Gak's limit is.
right about when I was age 21, like my molars were
Speculum
like
for his
hurting,
mouth.
like I kept having jaw pains, and I hadn't been to the dentist in like a year or so because I switched insurance and all this. And I was like, oh God, it's just killing me. So I go to the dentist after work, and they're like,
no more Yankee, my Winky.
Yeah, they're like, your molars are coming in, around age 21-ish, right?
Her
And
boobies are coming in.
They're like, we can set up another appointment for you, or we can just take it out right now if you want. I'm like, let's just do it now.
You mean your wisdom teeth?
Wisdom teeth, yeah. Now his molars have been in for a while.
Yeah,
Sorry, yes, wisdom teeth. Whatever. I've been drinking. Fuck it. Anyway, so
you take out your Dracula teeth.
Yes. So the dentist has me like lean back in the chair, and he's got like the pliers on the tooth, and he's just like yanking, and he like
Stop it,
right
please,
when he
for God's
pops
sake,
it
please
out.
stop it. There's no more time.
Right when he pops it out, it popped out of the pliers and went straight to the back of my throat. And so I'm like, like choking on my own tooth.
Holy shit.
He like leads
Heimlich
me
you in the
forward.
fucking chair?
He like leads me forward, like hitting me on the back of my
Yeah, he's
back.
Heimliching you on the fucking
Oh my God.
Like I spit up my own tooth,
Oh, you could have choked and died.
Yeah. I was like,
This is
oh
not making
God,
noise like
I'm
this.
glad that's out because I thought I was gonna die.
Oh,
choking on my own
no.
tooth.
Oh, that's horrible. And you were probably bleeding and the
Yes,
whole 9
yes.
yards too.
And so,
Oh my God.
like,
Put out
you
blood
know,
with it too.
Oh,
they get done with it, and I'm like shot up with all. Yes, I'm shot up with all this stuff that makes you dizzy or whatever, and they're like, okay, so do you have a ride here for you? I'm like, no, I didn't even have this planned,
yeah.
So like,
You're in there for
just
surgery,
kind of like,
basically.
just kind of like ride it out in the front office here. Just sit down on the couch for like, half
You
hour
have smoked
maybe.
yourself retarded.
Yeah. So like 10 minutes later, I'm like, fuck it, I'm getting out of here. So I just like walked out of the place, drove
Oh
home.
my God.
Like, yeah, they wouldn't let you do that shit now, but
No.
25 years ago.
Wow. Oh, I'm
Choking.
sorry that I
That's
didn't
like a-
that I wasn't like a personal injury attorney and know
Yeah.
you back then, because that just screams
That's-
lawsuit.
Yeah, that's like a full-on surgery to have like that kind of thing happen and get sprung on you.
Yeah.
Like they're just gonna randomly pull a wisdom tooth. Like fuck, man.
Right. Yeah. And then you like choke and die on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It went
Yeah.
straight to the back of the throat. And I
That's
was just like,
Wow.
oh. Yeah, fun times.
That's what she said.
Use your swallow.
Right.
The back of the throat.
Yeah.
No warning.
Yeah, it was like joke overload.
Yeah,
couldn't
I
keep
know,
up.
right? Just so
How come Chris,
So many
Open a little bit
opportunities.
longer. Yeah.
how come Kristen Dunst never got rid of her vampire teeth? She's got those big snaggle
since-
teeth.
Well, what's
ever
she
since,
been in recently?
Interview with the vampire.
Interview the vampire. Yeah.
I'm gonna stay a vampire.
Just leave these in. It's good.
Yeah.
My
Vampires.
favorite is Tom Cruise.
Vampires
His front
so
tooth is
hot
like
right
right
now.
in the middle.
Yeah.
Yes,
His
right.
front
It's
teeth,
so
like one's like
freaky.
right in the middle. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Never
That's the
forget.
real
Yeah.
thing.
Look at old pictures of him, Mock.
Yep.
Like Tom
Oh,
Cruise.
And his,
Yeah.
little, his tooth was right in the middle of his
Like
teeth.
risky business.
Yep.
Yes,
Totally.
exactly.
In the middle of his
Yeah.
face.
Well, it's like Robert Downey Jr. He used to have a big gap between his teeth.
Yeah.
Really?
he did.
Not anymore.
Yep.
Yeah, if you
Yep.
go to the
No.
Weird Science and Back to School and all those movies.
Ha!
yeah.
Mhm.
Never thought about.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tough Turf. Did you ever see Tough Turf?
Saw
No.
stuff
That
too.
too.
Never heard of that one. Sounds like a football movie, I'm guessing.
No, that's James
with the-
Spader. James Spader is a new
Yeah, and
kid
it's with the
from-
chick from Escape from Witch Mountain.
Yeah, yeah.
but with the that
Kim
still doesn't tell me
Richards.
that,
Kim
that
Richards
it's
is
not
that
about
girl.
that it doesn't involve football. I'm sorry.
No. So James Spader's a new kid at school, but he gets picked on by all
Ah.
the bullies that are practically like.
Oh, got it. Okay.
They look like they're like 35 years old.
Yeah.
Then looked older than
Like
they were,
Porky's.
but yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, They were in their 20s.
And they just fuck with them so hard in the movie, and they practically kill his dad, and Robert Downey Jr. is his best friend in the movie, and it's a fun one. If you ever see it on Netflix or something,
it sounds
check it
super
out.
fun. It
It's
sounds
a fun
feel
80s
good
film.
movie. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's like some sort of fucking after school special by ABC.
Well,
Like,
this is
a very
Spader.
special
It is like
episode on bullying.
Pretty in Pink years.
Oh,
wow!
There you go.
Holy
That's
shit.
a little doctored. The one on the left is not right. But on the right, even on the right, you can see his front tooth is like directly in the middle.
Below
Right
right below his septum.
Weird.
Yeah.
It's directly in the middle of his straight
You
down
follow
from
his septum
nose.
down. Yep.
Yep.
Yes, exactly.
Septum.
Exactly.
He was really going
Tooth.
for that symmetry.
yeah,
All right.
exactly.
He's got 3 front teeth.
Well, that's
That's
because he's a,
woman.
that's because he's a
disturbing.
theta sevens have their teeth that
Yep.
way though.
Ha, nice. Now the
So
show's
he's
gonna
clear.
get flagged.
He's
'cause
clear.
they're-
So
No, I said Xenu. You said Theta 7. We're
theta
fucked.
7. Yeah, because he's going clear, man.
That's right.
Once you go clear, you what? No, that's not. How it works.
You need a beer.
You drink another beer. Yep.
Oh, speaking of queer, did you hear about the
Wait.
all those?
He said queer. Nobody said
Speaking of
queer.
queer,
He goes from
always found you
clear-
very attractive.
Clear to beer to speaking of queer.
Queer.
yeah.
Okay. Speaking of rhymes,
There, that's more accurate.
Oh,
Jesus.
Do I make you horny?
That's like Pippi Longstocking,
Yes.
long teeth.
oh my
Oh
god.
dear God.
Baby,
What the
I'll shag you rotten,
Greatest
baby.
technical job I've ever seen.
Give me a
Greatest
Veronica. Let's go play. Carrie, do you remember watching Pippi Longstocking when you were a
Yes,
kid?
I most definitely do. Oh my,
Creepy
you
kids,
nailed it.
and they're like from Finland or something, so it was all dubbed.
Yeah.
Finland, 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 the country where I want to be.
Yeah.
It's a Monty Python song
Yeah.
I don't have.
Remember the
in my
one where they
soundboard.
go off a cliff on a car and you think they're going to crash and die, but Pippi just puts her arms out and does this,
Yeah.
and they start flying.
So,
Jack,
Carrie, you remember that?
I
What's
don't
that?
remember that specifically,
That,
but
that other
now as
picture
you're
was
saying
not
it, I can
fake.
totally see it. Yeah.
The other picture was not fake.
Oh,
Wow,
Yeah, that's what he was like.
that's so jacked up teeth.
Wow, that is.
Oh, look at that hair. Nice
Yeah.
bangs.
So,
Right.
Mock,
I like the
What?
suit.
you mentioned
like my
like,
mom.
or Carrie too. You mentioned
The
like
hair. The hair.
after school specials, whatever it was.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
remember, I can't remember her name right now, but remember the movie Contact, where they
Yep.
were like
Jodie Foster.
Jodie Foster
movie. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah.
Jodie-
Actually, I really like that movie. Isn't
Yes.
Matthew McConaughey in there too?
Yes, I love the movie.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's
My
a-
wife
it's a good
hates
movie,
it,
yeah.
but I've watched it many times.
Ah,
It's Goofy, and she's wearing
Yes.
the 7506s while she's listening to the aliens.
Is she?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yep,
okay.
she's
Oh,
wearing
yeah.
these headphones. While
You
she's
would
listening to
know that.
aliens.
So a throwback to like
So would you.
The after school specials. She did an after school special where
Foster
it was
did?
like a warning about like
Getting raped on pinball
who-
machines.
Well,
Oh, that's
that
a
was
different movie. Sorry.
But it was like
Hey, I'm in that club too. Happened
Angel
to me.
Dust.
at
It was
one up.
Angel Dust. It was about about
Oh.
doing the side effects of doing Angel Dust.
The dangers of doing PCP. All right, let's
Wants
hear
an
about
orange
this.
Yes.
Wow.
Orange
And
whip.
she like goes crazy
Orange
and
whip.
like runs
Three
and
orange
bursts
whips.
through a window off like a 2 or
Oh
3 story
yeah,
building.
I've seen that. Helen Hunt is in that movie too.
Nice.
I've
Is
never
she
seen
really?
some clip of her and I'm like, holy
It's
shit.
Helen
Helen Hunt and Jodie
Wow.
Foster
I'm sure it's
in
not Helen Hunt,
Silence of the
not Jodie
Yeah,
Lambs.
there were
Foster.
some, there were some
really
big
had bad
names in some
teeth.
of those early,
Horrible
those
teeth.
old
Helen
after
Hunt
school
does-
specials.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Holly Hunter.
Yeah, I was like, Helen Hunt is not in Silence of the Lambs. Like I was
That's
trying,
Holly
I'm
Hunter.
trying to picture. Her. I was
okay,
like, wait, what?
okay. Holly
No.
Hunter, Helen Hunt. Pretty easy to,
Okay,
to
yes. I see
fucking
the
H names.
confusion, yeah.
Okay, so
No, I
I
think
I think I've seen it. I thought it was Helen.
Yeah,
Hunt.
that would have been a different
Yeah,
movie.
And she
Which
Not to
is-
be
Jumps out
confused
the
with
window.
hella cunt. You know?
well,
Yeah,
in
the-
Australia,
the porn
no, wait,
actress.
he's not
Yes.
Speaking of gay people,
Sorry. Oh, Jesus.
here. We are just the king and queen of segues tonight.
no, I was
Yes.
just joking. I just
No,
just
it's cool.
wanna make-
Somebody
Mark
needs to
keeps
find
bringing
the
it back to the
clip
gay.
of that.
Yeah,
chick,
I just
running out the
want to.
window.
She's not gay. I just was joking, but I was just gonna say, did you see that news report about
Bitches
that-
leave.
over the weekend? A gay club opened up over in San Francisco, and like it had like hundreds of people, and they just ignored the social distancing. And they
I
partied
didn't know it was a
up.
gay club, but I thought it was like 100. I saw the blip news about 150 plus people.
For sure, it wasn't a beach.
Well, they got busted.
Did they get busted by the
Yes.
cops? Yeah, good.
I
Oh
didn't know it
yeah,
was a
yeah.
gay
No,
club,
people
though.
were
I
getting
didn't catch that part.
citations, and
Oh,
no,
those
they got
idiots.
busted.
Were they
Yeah.
teenagers? Because at least
I
the
didn't know it was
teenagers have
gay.
an
Yeah,
excuse of
I
being
just heard that it was a
retarded.
rave.
Sorry.
I didn't
Sorry.
hear what you said. Damn it.
I didn't
Being
mean that.
teenagers.
Yes.
Same thing.
You
But
have
like you're
smoked
saying-
yourself retarded.
Some grown ass people were like,
But
"Fuck this!
Those
We're going to a
stupid
club
assholes.
tonight."
It's like spring break all over again.
Right?
This party. It's like, oh my god.
I'm sorry, I was using the '90s
Listen.
version of retarded. I like retarded people; they're just fine.
Yeah.
They're like coronavirus. We survived AIDS. Fuck that shit.
That's right.
All right, I'll see you guys there.
Healthy. Let's go get some AIDS.
Yeah.
Ay, 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 no me gusta.
Oh.
I'll take some.
Hey, I don't know what their
Corona.
numbers are. They're probably
take some
better than.
Corona and a
Hey,
side over
anyone's
AIDS.
better than the U.S. right now. If you guess, anyone's better than the U.S. Any fucking other.
And with
country.
that sound effect, there goes all of our Mexican viewers.
all 0.2 of them.
All
Yes.
0 of them.
When I saw that though, that just made me angry. It's like, God, it's like,
Yeah.
how are we supposed to get? We're all trying hard to stay home and not go
Yeah.
out, and we're trying to bend the curve and,
And
get rid of
the-
this
and
Yeah,
the
virus.
numbers
wrapping
are-
bandanas around our faces while we walk our fucking
Yeah.
dogs.
Everyone all at once would sit at home for 14 days. We'd be done with this.
Well,
Yeah.
Right?
the numbers are speaking that it fucking works. But if you're not everyone's doing it, then well, fucking morons.
And
I
Trump's
should drag
talking
it out.
about, I'm king, I'm turning back on America. Well, then you're just going to have another rewind of this back in March.
You can wear a scarf,
yeah.
but I'm not going to wear a mask. I don't. That's not for me.
How
I'm
about
just
him
going to be. I'm
pushing
going to
the
surround
drug?
myself in the Oval
Voluntary.
Office with all these people.
He-
Yeah.
He's pushing a drug just because he's got stakes in it. It's like, because that was a major contributor to his campaign fund, and he's got a bunch of money in it.
Oh, I
it's
didn't know
like-
that.
Oh, he's a,
Oh yeah,
he's a genius.
So
He
that's why
knows more
keeps
than the
talking about that
scientist.
drug you should take.
Yeah,
oh,
he
you can
owns
take.
like
You can
And
25
now
take.
we're now we're in politics.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
No, I know.
Sorry. Okay.
I felt it
Hey,
coming, but
But
Yeah,
Andrew,
you're
look,
right, you
look, this is
saw
a
it.
record. It only took 2.5 hours.
no, it's
All
true.
right,
Yeah.
okay, okay, I'll stop.
No. The thing is, like, we
I mean,
all
we-
agree with you.
we
It's-
lasted
it's
this
return to
long,
the same
thankfully.
thing. We're just like the choir preaching to each other. So I get it.
Yeah, well, it's better. I mean, at least we don't have any of our.
All I'm
conservative
saying is,
friends
if
in
we
here.
reopen everything in America, it's just going to be starting all back up again. So it's like, why?
Basically,
all this was
asking
for
again.
all this was for nothing. Then
Yeah.
you know, all of us staying home and trying
Well,
to stop it.
We don't even know that people are. Do we know yet that people build antibodies so they can't get it twice?
Some people do, some people don't.
Yeah. So
No,
yeah.
it's
That was
unknown.
all about
basically.
blood
So the answer is
transfusions.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You can still get it again if
You
you
can
got.
still-
There's
still
already
get
been
it again.
cases of people getting it again. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
But there's been cases where people haven't gotten again. So it
So-
just depends on your immune system. I
Well,
guess.
you can't kill a virus, so I don't think it's just going to go dormant. I don't think you can actually ever rid yourself of it.
I don't know. I think
That's how
we might be
viruses are, though.
We might be stuck with this until they come up with a vaccine. So it could be 6 to
Yeah,
months
but a
to year.
vaccine-
vaccine doesn't cure it.
No, that's a preventative thing.
Vaccine only works if you get it.
And
the
if
vaccine
and
before you
and,
get the
and,
disease.
and it's asymptomatic or
Yeah.
can be. So, like for all I know, I have it.
Yeah,
but I
No,
all
you
of us
don't.
have it, right?
Yeah.
For all-
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
It'd be like The
that's
Walking
the
Dead. We
mindset.
all have it already.
Right. It's exactly.
Yeah,
that's,
yeah.
but that's,
Oh, spoilers. Yeah.
that's 100% correct
Well,
mindset.
I've started-
though.
Season 1 spoiler.
Oh
Yes.
shit!
No, right.
Yeah.
I've started rewatching. I've been catching up
That's
on
the
that. By the
CDC
way, it
was
just
the
seemed
CDC?
appropriate. I hadn't
Oh.
seen the most
And-
recent season.
Well, all right. So
Cool.
to add to the Walking Dead, the season ending. Yes, the season. The last episode of the season was supposed to be
Which
Sunday
season?
night.
Oh, this.
But they were halfway through editing the video
Yeah.
when the whole coronavirus shit broke out, so they
Oh,
could not
no.
finish
Oh,
video.
no.
So it's
Oh,
postponed
interesting.
till unknown indeterminate
Oh,
amount
wow.
of time.
So they got to still edit it.
Ah.
There's like one more freaking episode, and then we're good for like 4 months or 6 months, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But they're not
Wow.
releasing it. Yeah,
I stopped
Oh.
watching it after the Negan story arc.
yeah.
That
Ah.
ended. That's when I stopped. So
I haven't even gotten that far yet.
yeah.
After
I
the
liked
I'm
it,
still,
but-
I'm still technically watching it, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm on the last season, but I'm about probably only like 3 episodes into the most recent
Okay.
season. Not like it's the last season ever, but because that show's just gonna fucking go on. I have to say,
Not forever.
I had trouble getting into it in the beginning. In fact, I don't even really know why I did. But probably part of the reason why I continued to watch it was because I was doing arcade repair and I could just be droning on in the background.
Yeah.
'Cause I fucking hated that little kid.
Oh,
Jesus, I hated that character.
Coral.
Carl.
You didn't like watching him eat pudding for like 3 hours solid on a roof.
And the first season of it,
On a
it's
roof.
like it was just so like
Yeah,
the
you see that?
sexism,
Yeah, I
the
know you're talking
sexism of it was just so awful. Oh my god, it just seemed like such a fucking.
You didn't like him in a big hat, and then he grew into the hat. You didn't like that?
Very slowly over time.
You didn't like him shooting his mom in the head after she had a baby. You didn't like that?
You didn't like it when he got shot in the face and then didn't die?
Yeah.
For the second time?
You didn't like it when he saved an insignificant, shitty character and then got bit?
Yes, right, exactly.
For a shitty character nobody
Spoilers.
likes?
Yes.
Because I'm totally gonna watch it now.
Who should have just died anyway? Fuck him. You like that?
Yeah.
Here's the problem I have with
You're not a
Walking
fan,
Dead.
obviously.
It doesn't feel like it's going anywhere. That's the problem I have with the show. I want to know that like
Yeah.
it's going
Closure
somewhere like for an
Yes.
ending. Like Japan. Japan series has a beginning, a middle, and an end. It has an arc. An arc, people. Like a real story.
There's a
That's what
Japan
the show
version
needs.
of
It needs
Walking
an
Dead.
outline. And it needs an outline to have a real ending to it. Whether they all die or they all
Yeah.
cure.
And not feel like you're or they all wake up and it turns out that they all died initially and it's been a dream the whole time.
I was gonna say, is it a dream?
Yes.
Or they've been in heaven or whatever the
worst
fuck it is.
writing trope ever.
Yeah, it's but like part of the issue is it's based loosely on the comic, and the comic is still going.
I know, but they don't have.
So
but
that's the
And
reason why
going
they're just
going.
they're
They're
still
just milking
new,
that
fresh
cow.
stuff.
till
But-
there's
But
no
they've
end.
really switched stuff
Yeah,
around
that's what it-
from
and
the,
that's
from
what
the
it-
comic.
they've changed a lot
Yeah.
from the comic. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So I don't know. I just wish it had a destination. I guess. is what I'm saying.
because
They could have closed it a few times and they haven't.
Yeah.
right.
I heard Rick got on a helicopter and flew off. I'm like, well, so much for Rick.
You haven't
Helicopter
even seen
Jesus.
that far?
Why now? Why did he leave? Like, why did he leave the show? Why did he not?
Carl,
is he-
he hated his son
Coral.
too. Yeah, Carl.
Yeah.
Coral.
Wait a minute.
The
He got.
dad.
I'm just kidding. That
Carl's
was just a
dad.
joke.
That was already gone.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Carl,
I hate him
Winslow.
dead too.
yeah, exactly.
As I recall,
Carl
he
fucking-
actually gets taken. He against his
Yeah.
own.
I thought he was
Wait,
hurt.
what?
on a
He got
helicopter
taken.
or
Where's
something.
Liam
Yeah, he
Neeson?
was-
Yes.
Yeah, because he was like on death's door
Yeah.
kind of thing. He was about to die, and then
Ooh, that's a good movie. I should watch
A
that.
helicopter came out of nowhere and picked him up and took him away.
I have a particular set of skills.
Exactly.
Supposedly, so my
They've
son
teased the
said they're
helicopters for a while.
my son said they're filming movies. Like they already have like 2 of them most of the way done or
Oh
something.
my
like
god!
What?
So
Oh,
did
Jesus, just
so did Rick
stop.
leave to
Yes.
do movies, or did Rick leave the show because it doesn't
that.
like?
Well,
doing
Rick
the show
is going to be in the
anymore?
movies according to what my son said. Yeah.
That means he's already shot it.
Oh.
I'm just wondering why he left the series. Like, what was the reasoning behind it? Like, if he's
I don't know if
tired-
it was
tired
by
of
his
doing
own
the
choice
show.
or the way they wrote it.
I don't want to kiss Simone anymore. I don't like her. Bring my hot wife back.
You know, the one that other dude fucking had
Yeah.
a baby with,
Yep.
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Yeah, it suddenly
100%.
sounds a lot like a soap opera. This is
Yeah,
a soap opera with
I know.
zombies.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
But that is
Absolutely.
one of the things about zombie movies that aside from like maybe Evil Dead, but like
Ooh, I like Evil Dead.
I know. But I was to say but it's really all about the people. It's how the
Right.
people deal with the stress. It really isn't
Yeah.
actually even about the zombies. Zombies is just the thing that makes
Yeah.
people do things that are unusual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch people turn on each other. Humanity.
Yeah,
That's,
Yeah,
And
that's
that is-
how they
concept.
deal with it.
That's the driving
Yeah.
concept.
exactly. That is what makes this. I mean, that is what's interesting, and I think that for me is why I like the show better. Actually, as time went on, other than the Carl thing, because we got less about the zombies and more about like, okay, the zombies are out there and we have to deal with them, but really our biggest issues are with each other.
Yeah.
I mean,
Dad,
that's
you
why
shot the-
it's the mirror of like what we're dealing with right now, really, on a sort of microcosmic kind of way, but like the virus, like what we're dealing with, the pandemic.
Dad, you
it's
shot
like,
the zombie Flanders. He was a zombie.
It's like, how do people deal with it? It's like
Right.
the illness is bad. It's terrible. Like, you definitely don't want to get it. It would suck. But how people deal with each other is really the danger. That's the scary part.
Yeah.
I'm guessing the best way to survive this coronavirus is a Louisville Slugger wrapped in barbed wire.
Yeah, I call
exactly.
it Lucy.
Yeah.
Bring it to the grocery store. See what happens.
Then we're good.
Yeah.
Just make sure you're wearing a mask.
And start
They'll
coughing
stay
on
6 feet
everybody.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stay 6 feet away.
Did any of you guys ever listen to the World Live Zombie podcast?
No.
It was out
No.
before all of these shows came on TV. It's actually pretty awesome. Yeah.
Was that the Tedekin one? Oh, I'm thinking of something else.
I have no idea. I think they ended the first one and then they've come up with 2 other series, I think, after.
I used to listen to a horror podcast. And
This one's strictly a zombie one. It's very similar. It's just audio only, but it's really good, like Foley work and stuff. It's pretty high quality.
Nice.
And it's got a good storyline and everything. Yeah, I used to we listened to the whole first.
Oh,
first
I
one.
need the soundbite. Here it is.
Well, why the big secret? People are smart. They can handle it.
A person is smart. People are dumb, panicky, dangerous animals, and you know it.
Men in Black.
Yes.
Nice.
Might be the best quote of the whole fucking movie
totally
right
true.
there.
That's deep. That's very right now.
People are stupid.
Yeah.
It's like those guys that are in the gay bar. That's pretty stupid.
Yep, you get people together. Yeah.
I wonder how do they just tweet that out or something? Hey, the Blue Oyster's open, everybody.
The Blue Oyster. Police Academy.
I know, right?
I know. Proctor.
I mean, it was a rave. It wasn't like so it was.
Oh, it was a rave party?
Yeah, it was a rave.
They're all like
It's
leather police.
Well, I cannot speak for the
Irresponsible. Thank
female
you. That's
gender,
right.
but a young male, when your hormones are fully in effect, there's like nothing that can stop you, really, right? So, right? Is that what's going on there?
And we can build this dream
No,
together.
they just need to dance. I mean,
just gotta dance.
You never feel that inside of you where you're just like, I gotta dance. I've been doing this shit for 3 weeks, man.
Yeah.
I just need to dance.
Nice. Oh, there you go.
And done before we get flagged.
So I discovered a new app through my TV. I don't know if you guys have a Samsung or if you guys can or a Fire Stick or something, but have you guys discovered Pluto TV yet? You guys know what that is?
Sounds familiar.
No.
So there's it's a free app and it's
Is
a
it
free
anime?
It's a free service. No.
Yeah.
And what's neat? Okay, what's neat about this app? What's neat about this app is
You know where I was going.
is this late
Both of you.
Jim, you're gonna like to hear this. So let me finish, okay? All right, listen. All right.
You can finish.
Finish. Okay.
All
So
over
this
me.
app-
Finish the game.
this app is like almost like having a cable service almost. So it's got like a guide and it's got a shit ton of channels in it. We're talking channels like just of one subject matter of just Wipeout episodes, one after another. They have another channel that's like nothing but horror movies. They have another one. It's all free.
Okay.
It only has a commercial at where the commercials would hit, but they're only like maybe 2 commercials or something. It goes right back.
So it's like Crackle.
It's better than Crackle though. Way better interface. It even has a Mystery Science Theater 3000 channel.
Oh.
It's got a Riff Tracks channel. It's got a Tosh.0 channel.
Sounds like Justin TV.
I don't know what that is. But
Does it have a
Well,
Saved by the
Justin's
Bell channel?
like shut down now, but like basically a lot of
This
people
is
just
actually
stream whatever the
legal,
fuck they
though.
wanted to.
no,
But this is legal.
This is a legal thing. It has an Addams Family channel. I thought that was funny. Just Addams Family episodes.
That's cool.
But they also had a Fail Army channel, so it's all the where people have like fallen on their face skateboarding, just one after another,
It's owned by Viacom.
Or roller skating.
It's so cool. And not only all these TV shows, but they have a movie section.
That was nice.
That was a good one.
So there's a movie section too. So you
Wow.
can click on the movies, and they've got a crap ton of movies in there, and it's uncensored. So I watched just One of the Guys. Remember that movie?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Boobs.
So
That's
like,
cool.
But
She's
no
got
boobs.
tits.
yeah, and they showed her boobs and everything, and my wife's like, "Oh, this is my favorite part where he goes, it's okay, he's got tits."
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. So yeah, it's just it's
Yeah, that
got
one to
Pluto
so
TV.
It
much
says that they
content
play.
in
They have
there.
a Beavis and Butthead channel. Now that I might get on board with.
Well, I've
Like
been
they have
watching
the actual
like mystery,
videos in it.
old
You can
Mystery
actually go to the
Science Theater
go to the
episodes
website.
and-
It's live right now. You just
Yeah,
go to the
you
website
can
and
go.
watch it.
You go to the web, just put in Pluto.tv, and you can watch it on the web on a.
Yeah,
on
I'm
a
watching
browser.
it right now.
Yeah,
So
but
it's not. So it's not an app though. You could watch on
But-
like a smart TV, right?
Yes, it is an app as well. So
Yeah.
So check out your TV's apps section, and it should be
My
in there. 'Cause
price sucks.
If you have a Samsung, you'll have it. I
I
don't know
have an
about other
LG.
TVs. LG might have it if you have an apps thing, though. Just check it. Do you have
Yeah.
a Fire Stick?
I don't know what the fuck that is. So
Oh.
probably
I
not.
have an
It
Amazon
just
NVIDIA.
Fire
sticks to the
Stick.
TV. It just streams media like
Oh.
YouTube and
It's an
any-
Amazon product.
No, just a
Amazon stuff,
dipstick.
yeah, or
Get it?
Prime or
Amazon Fire TV, I think is what it's called.
So just if you go right now, just check it out right now. Just go open up a browser and put in Pluto.tv and just check it out real quick. Let's see.
I will after I'm done with this.
A friend of mine does IPTV, so I pay like $5 a month. I have 10,000 channels.
I've got 20,000,
Nice.
Brad.
And I don't. The problem is I
The
had it
double
for a little
whip.
while. I had it for a little while, and I canceled because I never watched it because I was just so busy. So it's nice right now to have it again.
Oh, nice.
So let me see. I'm starting it up here so you guys can.
Brad, how's your wife doing? Was that random?
That was pretty random.
How's your wife and my children?
How's Marion doing? Yeah.
She is doing okay, I guess. She's
Is
still
she's
she's
working?
been off work. No, she's been off work for a couple of years. She was on long-term disability from
Oh,
her-
I remember. Yeah, the wrist or
Wrist,
her arm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, they just canceled that on her.
Fuck.
Oh.
Yeah, so we got a lawyer now, and that's gonna be fun.
Well, they have a 007
I-
channel too. All the 007.
I have seen
movies.
that mock. I've seen the 007 channel.
What a segue. Jesus.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I have all those movies on Plex. So.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
I know.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna read off some of these things. Okay, one day at a time channel.
Oh, that reminds me. I gotta-
24/7.
God.
One day.
Andrew, do you have Rogue One on your Plex server?
Yeah.
Okay. Because Carrie wants to check it out.
Mark, is there
I
a
was
Rogue
considering
One channel that just
searching
shows
for
the
it.
same movie?
Searching for it.
24/7?
I don't have D plus, and I refuse to pay for D plus. So
Let's talk about it on Slack.
Okie dokie.
Now is not the good time to talk about
Yeah.
that. But yeah, talk to me on Slack.
And,
That was my okay. That was Sand People for okay.
oh, okay. American Gladiators channel. Remember that show?
Wow.
A Baywatch. So this just runs 24 hours though. Oh, they have like just watching puppies running around channel or watching kitty cats running around.
Now I'm
channel.
interested.
People Magazine channel. So it's like having cable basically. Oh,
How
Shop
about
TV.
VH1 pop-up music
Oh,
videos?
yeah.
here's one for Jim. Just horror movies. There's like 2 or 3 channels of just horror movies.
No,
That does run.
HORROR or WHOR.
Scary horror
Yes.
movies.
Horror.
Horrors. Those
I'll
horrors.
I'll subscribe to at least one of those. Maybe.
Oh, like Shudder or something.
Well,
CNN
Shudder's not
channel.
really
You got
a
your news
horror
channels
movie.
in there. Let's see.
Shudder's like a thriller with
Cops
like, it's got
channel.
Leonardo
Yeah.
DiCaprio. It can't be a
There-
fucking
There's
scary
a
movie.
shit- There's a ton of MTV channels in here, and one of them just has Beavis and Butthead running nonstop. So
Does
if
it
you wanna watch
include the
that.
videos though? Like it's
I don't
not like
know.
the, because that's the
watch
big thing.
that.
Like the Beavis and Butthead, there's like a bunch of DVDs out there that you can get, but I don't think it actually plays the music
No,
video portion.
they don't
It's
because we
just
couldn't
the-
get the rights to all of
Yeah.
it. They had to do.
but that's what I want to
Say
watch.
cheese.
Yeah. Oh. All right, here we go.
Show.
Here's
Oh,
a
this is
Doctor,
even-
the
this is
Doctor
more
Who
relevant
channel.
than ever.
Just
Here,
Doctor Who episodes, solid.
I finally got an answer for this one
Why do I not use pee-pee for my pee-pee?
because it's expensive and hard to.
There's a
yeah.
bunch of Comedy
Actually-
Central channels.
Actually, I went grocery shopping at 11 a.m. today, and
Oh.
DP was everywhere.
Do you guys ever watch Crank Yankers with those puppets? There's a
the
channel
puppets,
just
yeah,
of that. Yeah.
That was
Just the
pretty
crank
good.
phone
Yeah.
calls, yeah.
Oh, do they have a channel for the Muppet Show?
No, that's Disney owned. It'll be on the Disney Plus someday.
Mock that reminds
Yeah,
me.
Disney
Muppet
owns
Show?
all the Muppet shit.
The original Muppet shows. I have a bunch
The
of those on
originals?
Plex.
I don't. Well, they own the Henson Company. I don't know if they own.
Welcome to the Muppet Show.
My son just watched the original Muppet
Yeah.
Show, Muppet Show
So,
movie.
Mock, I know you have a library of this
A
stuff
penis.
too, but
Maybe.
on KLV there's a
Maybe.
thread that one of his handle on KLV is White Fox, and he started this thread on early MTV video recordings, and like he was trying to compile a list of like, you know, actual footage of old MTV video recordings.
Oh,
So he
weird.
started it like almost 3 years ago. And
God.
just recently he uploaded the link, and it's like on archive.net or something like that. Let me see here.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
And it has you can find, I mean, a bunch of them, like the very first airing, the very first MTV that went national or whatever.
Yeah, with the spaceship taking
Yeah,
off.
and there's like a bunch of clickable links that you can find that shows all the footage, and it has all the commercials and everything. Like people
Oh,
would just,
yeah.
All
it
the
was
bumpers,
like
yeah.
some of it's people's footage that they got on VHS tape.
They just
And
don't.
they digitized it.
Yeah.
And put
It was
on
such a
there.
better channel back then. It was so much more exciting, and
Oh,
nothing else
Necros-
was like it.
Exactly.
Necro says Roku on Roku it has a Pluto.tv on it.
So it's
Anyway.
archive.org.
Oh yeah, I know that. I know that website.
Archive.org, and it's 80s MTV VHS.
All the like stop motion, claymation, animation stuff they did for the little bumpers and stuff was so
Yeah.
fucking
Those are fun.
awesome.
Yeah. So
it
on that
has-
archive,
it has basically from 1981 to 1989, like the bulk of the shows that were captured. He
that's pretty
he
cool.
like compiled this
Those-
huge list and put it on that archive.org.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
like the primo. Those are the primo days. I remember our family going to like stay at a hotel or something like that on a trip wherever we were, and we would always get, me and my sister would get excited that we would be in whatever hotel because they had cable and we could put on MTV and watch
Right.
Madonna or Michael Jackson or whatever, any music video, and it was like so taboo and exciting, you know.
So and my first recollection of it was I was living in Oregon at the time, but we were visiting my grandmother in Orange County, Southern California. And it was like after like the 5 o'clock news or something like that. They were like, oh, and here's this feed from MTV. It was like a half hour or hour long. It was really bizarre. I was like, what is this all about? You know, like music, and they're doing this. It's like, you know, stuff from movies almost kind of thing. Yeah, and that was my first recollection, was just like a half hour long special. And I don't know if it was a one-off that one night or a nightly thing, but yeah. it was
I
really
remember too when our family finally got cable, and I think I was just about in high school. I was pretty close, and MTV was slowly starting to it was starting to fade out. Like it was slowly going to the reality stuff.
Yeah.
And then VH1 kicked off.
Yes.
And it was like there's this transition where it's like everyone's tuning into VH1 because they're still sticking with the videos. They're doing the pop-up videos. They're kind of taking the mantle, while
I totally remember
MTV is kind of no longer MTV. They're going more
reality
down.
show channels.
Yeah. And my sister
Dating and
loved
all
reality shit, and I was like, "This is the dumbest thing ever." If I want arguing and people bickering, I get that in real life all the fucking time.
Yeah.
I watch TV to get
It's like the
escape
shock
reality.
TV kind of thing.
You
Yeah.
watch a bunch of ignorant young adults.
Yeah.
You know, all they do is, you know, have fights and have sex with each other and all that stuff. Okay, so that same website, GAC, is also where I found Song of the South, the Disney movie that they won't believe.
Okay. Yeah.
That one with Bear
Pretty much, if you
Rabbit,
can't find anywhere else, you
Bear
check
Fox.
that site,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Archive.org. Yeah.
Yes.
I posted a link for Song of the South movie if anybody wants to see it. That's the movie that everybody wants Disney to release, but they won't because of all the black
the questionable content, we'll say.
Yeah, there it is. And the
Right.
ride
Racist.
Splash Mountain
The
is
full-on
based off
racist
of it.
shit, yeah.
Really?
It's not so much that it's racist. It's mostly that it's I guess you could. It's.
I'm pretty sure
but
nowadays they would call that just pure racist.
Yeah.
It is. It's because the slaves. If you watch the movie, the slaves love being slaves. That's the biggest problem with the film is that they look like they're having so much fun picking cotton and serving the white man. Like, hey, yay! You know. So it's a little hard to watch that. Yeah, it's like, yes. So fast forward through that garbage and just watch the parts with the animated sequences because those are great. You know, and the songs and all that shit, and, you know. But no, it's just interesting. Disney will never release that sucker.
Yeah, I bet.
But it's a product of its time, just like Warner Brothers had.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, like if you search on YouTube, or you can see all these like racist cartoons where Bugs Bunny is like, you know, attacking Japanese people. That was during the war, you know. Yeah, they got the giant teeth and the slanted eyes, and they're all going, hey. It's like, oh no.
It's wartime propaganda.
War propaganda, because that was our enemy at the time. Yeah. And same with Germany, they have those ones where they're fighting Hitler. And
at the time,
Donald Duck goes to war or something like that.
Pretty much acceptable, right?
Yeah, I mean, that was our enemy at the time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's just, you know, Warner Brothers is smart. They're not all pussies like Disney. And they'll just put out a disclaimer saying, hey, this is a product of its time. And that's the way it is. It's not our views anymore. And, you know,
watch this yourself before you watch it with your kids.
They have to do that for all the dummies out there because they'll post shit on Twitter. Oh, Warner Brothers is a bunch of racists. Fuck them.
Yeah.
No, but I think denying it also like is a problem. Like saying that this didn't happen. It's a revisionist kind of history, and that's totally inappropriate.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very true.
If you don't see it and recognize it, you won't understand.
You don't get.
You're not going to learn anything from it. You're not going to change anything from it.
You don't get to rewrite history.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Disney likes to hide it under the carpet.
Yeah.
Nothing to see.
The whole Walt Disney was an anti-Semite. And all
We're just
that
waiting
shit,
for everybody to die out that remembers Song of the South, so you guys will stop bugging us about it.
Right.
Red flag with the
Yeah, it's got another 10 or 20 years. Maybe Corona will take care of it. I don't know.
Some of the low-hanging fruit, yeah.
There's no more Dukes of Hazzard because they had a Confederate flag on their car. I'm like,
oh yeah, the Confederate flag. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
every season exists in my house, Dave.
What?
Every season exists in my house.
Wouldn't that be funny if like they went back and like digitized it out, like with you know, they track it in Mocha and they remove the flag off the car.
It's all like a rainbow flag instead.
Yeah, it'd be a rainbow flag instead. Yeah, because they were totally not gay.
Yeah, like, that wouldn't go. Yeah. They were just good friends.
Or fucking their sister.
They weren't brothers.
Eddie, tasty and
delicious. I removed those Daisy Dukes with my teeth.
Right.
Jessica Simpson.
Incest
and
is
Daisy
okay,
Dukes.
but that fucking Confederate flag, that's no good.
Yeah. Hey, I got an idea. Let's dress our sister
There
like
you
a
go.
whore and send her out in front of the cops to distract them.
Yeah.
While we moonshine.
I actually lost a good friend over Dukes of Hazzard because when the whole Confederate flag thing was happening, he basically told me I was a fucking racist because I like Dukes of Hazzard still.
You sit on my house!
I was like, are you kidding me?
A little extreme, yeah.
Unfriended.
Some people feel that.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Almost
Yeah.
anything you watch could be offensive to someone.
Yeah.
Yes. That's the world we live in.
And again, it's history. That was 30 whatever years ago now.
Oh,
Put the candle back.
It's a white candle.
Yeah.
Fucking racist.
Well, I know. But it is black and white. You just
there's a scene.
It might have been
Yeah,
yellow.
it's gonna be one or the other.
There's a scene
there's
in,
a 50% chance it's racist.
when Patty and I were watching Just One of the Guys. There's a scene in the movie that's like kind of uncomfortable, and I was watching it now because it's been a while since I've seen the movie, where two teachers are talking about the students, like the girl students, and he's like, yeah, and have you seen the body on her? Yeah, she's so hot. Maybe you should keep her behind another year so we can you know look at her and
see where she goes.
Jeez.
I was like,
the 80s.
And this is the teacher that she looks up to, the main character, you know, because she's trying to be a
writer. Yeah.
And then they have a conversation. He's like, well, why do you want to be a reporter, you're pretty. You could be a model.
Oh.
No. This is her writer teacher telling her this.
It's so
my
guy
God.
teen movie. Yeah.
Just like you guys. My wife loves that.
It's like this is such the wrong message.
Our generation,
fly
yeah.
today.
But
at all.
again, it speaks historical
Speaks to
perspective.
the teenage
Yeah,
boy
yeah,
crowd.
exactly.
Yeah.
Carrie, did you have a teacher tell you that?
No, but I do remember
Would you like to?
having like neighbors say things like, oh well, when you grow up you can marry and you should
Have a
marry
man take
doctor.
care of you.
Oh yeah, totally. I
geez.
absolutely remember.
Doctor.
You don't want to be a lawyer. Just go get a man that'll take care of you the rest of your life.
Yeah, exactly.
He could be a homemaker.
Yeah, it was all about like getting a man to snagging the right man to marry and take care of you.
What's funny about that is a lot of the women that do that and they stay home, they're all depressed. They're all on
miserable.
antidepressants and drinking a lot, all by
Fucking the
themselves
UPS
all
guy.
day long.
Yeah.
Fucking the pool boy.
Plumber. Usually in a video somewhere. Yeah.
They're not happy.
Because everybody's getting a taste of in the quarantine life of what it's like to be home with your children all the time.
Yeah. Blow my brains out.
Yeah.
My dog loves it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your dog.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't even
My
have to be
kids
children, just being
love it.
home
And
all
I
the
love it
time.
too.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm having to play a lot.
They're
of
due for a haircut, right? No, I was kidding.
I am actually like over.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my hair is like so
Me too.
I got bangs
I need
going.
to get.
I need a haircut when it first started in March.
Brad's
And Dave.
long overdue. Man, I can see. Oh my God, there's
Both
follicles.
Dave and Kevin. Yeah, nice. Yeah, it's really growing out there.
Yeah.
Well, I think I told you guys last Saturday. I had the thought of actually just.
Oh yeah, I
shaving my
forgot
fucking
Dave
head.
was bald.
Yeah.
I thought he just had a
He
permanent
wasn't
hat
until
on. Yeah.
until
Yeah.
Look at the
coronavirus.
key ball.
I thought his hair grew into the perfect shape of a baseball
Baseball
cap.
cap.
Bald is beautiful.
No, I actually the thought did cross
get
my
there
mind about
eventually.
shaving my head.
Yeah.
I
Just
got
because
receding right here.
it's-
Mine's
it's-
receding.
it's
pretty
the
high.
back.
I got a
The
dolphin
back
head
is the
going on
problem.
here.
The power alleys. Yeah.
Jimbo, just shave
Mark,
the
I saw you
top
post some
only.
photos on Facebook,
Oh my God,
and I
yeah.
almost didn't
Yeah,
recognize
leave
you.
the sides.
Let the
Just go-
sides and back
Oh,
grow out.
my-
Shave
my-
the top
my-
only.
Just
do it. Oh, with your
Oh,
hair,
fuck you.
like
Skin.
your.
Oh yeah, it's so long.
Terry's like, no.
Yeah.
Just
How
go.
do I
boom.
mute
Yeah.
Gab?
No.
Shut the fuck up.
Get the mo cut.
Yes.
No.
I think Jim
Next
should
time
pull
she
up the
sees him in
vertical
person,
axis.
she'll be like Bozo the Clown with just like
Yes.
a long fucking shit inside.
I think the next
like
order of
Bill-
business,
Bill
if
Murray
it
and
gets
Kingpin.
bad, is just
Yeah.
a shave.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
With a
Look at
giant
Buzz.
comb
oh
over.
yeah. Oh
That's
Comb
in
over
seventh
with it
grade.
going way out the side.
no.
Funny in that part. Yeah.
It's been,
Yeah,
yeah,
fine.
it's been
Stressing out, and
20,
the comb over falls
Jesus.
further and further over.
Every time a
24
gust of
years
wind
since I
hits,
shaved
it's
my
like,
head.
woo.
Oh no.
7th grade. Yeah,
Mm.
but I've considered it because the back ain't shaggy is the problem. The back and the sides. That's what bothers me.
Dude.
Cool.
Yeah,
I have a
probably
funny
wanna-
shaped head. I feel like, but
What the
I'm thinking about it.
All right. You got a little Herman Monster going on, but you're okay.
Like a flat head.
No, that's a Caesar cut.
Yeah, it's a Caesar.
Let's
Well, it
call
was
it
a
a
Caesar
Caesar.
10 years ago.
Oh, I don't care about the. It's the back and the sides. Like I can like let this emo shit go down till I can't see, but it's the back. It's the shakiness or
Once
like
it starts
everywhere
climbing
else.
over your ears.
Exactly,
Yeah,
and
that's
I'm
right.
already starting to
That's
tuck it.
that's the shit where
Yeah.
it's
It's like to curl up like this. Like,
yeah, when it's like
oh, I hate that.
you got to trim it around. It's like
You
you
gotta-
got
you
covering
gotta
the
tuck
ear.
it.
That's no good.
Yeah, exactly.
I gotta like brush it behind. That's
Yeah.
man.
Alter Cronkite eyebrows.
That's you're working out. You got the muscle.
Oh, seriously,
Or
the
you're
eyebrows.
sleeping at night and it feels like you have like a second
Growing
back
together.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
It's so itchy.
All right, so
We wrapping it up?
yeah, there you
There.
go.
Oh,
Best
yeah.
comb over in history.
Excuse me, would you go eat this outside and wash off that perfume?
Yeah.
Hi. Not you. Hi.
Not you.
Hi.
Yes.
Okay, since we're all in quarantine, I want you guys to check out Pluto TV.
All right.
Just
That's our
because
homework.
it just has a lot of content in there. So guys, just check it out. All right.
I've actually
You'll
seen
find
billboards
something
for
you
that.
like.
Now that you mention
So
it.
is it
It's free.
Is it really streaming, or is it just like randomly whatever's on that channel at that hour? Like you
It's-
just change the
okay,
channels.
The
regular
movies
TV.
you can watch whatever, but the TVs is you can't pause.
It's like
the
as
TV.
if it
It's like
were
TV.
live TV. Okay.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
it's live TV. But there's just so much content in there. I
And
couldn't
Yeah.
for
believe
those
it.
of you outside the U.S., there's like a dozen channels, and that's it.
That's
There's
it.
there's
Oh,
nothing
really?
other for us. Yeah.
Oh, way to
There's a-
poop on Mock.
Sorry,
Yeah.
socialist.
No, wait, Brad.
Yeah.
There's an entertainment tab, and then there's a news tab, and there's a
Yeah, I checked them. There's like a dozen channels. Period.
That's
They have.
I'll watch.
They have
I'll
Maple
check it out if
TV,
I
they
can
have
download
Ice
it or
Hockey TV.
install it on my
Our
TV.
Netflix is different than a U.S. Netflix. We're used to that shit.
They had a wrestling, not a wrestling
VPN,
one,
right? Right.
They
Kevin?
had one.
Yeah, they don't even work anymore.
What is it with the
Oh,
guys
shit.
fight in the
Yeah,
cage?
Netflix killed that a couple years.
They have
was
that
a year
shit in
ago,
there.
2 years ago.
So they're smart enough to not be able to use VPNs.
Yeah, unless you have your own internal VPN, you can probably get away with it. But
You like open up a
Interesting.
VPN for Brad.
I
You can
do.
bounce through your house.
I don't need it. I have a server in my basement.
I'm just.
I was just gonna say, what if you
He's already
what if
got
you,
all the Adams.
what if you use a
families.
hard line like on your router, like a VPN on your router?
Just throw some Cat 6 over the border and plug
Yeah,
into
There you
Jimbo's
go.
house in
Perfect. No
Minnesota.
problem.
I've been watching Mystery Science Theater, like ones that I've missed.
I
from
fucking
the old
love it.
ones. Like they have the Joel ones, and then they have the
Joel.
other.
The Joel ones are the best,
I like the
Yep.
Joel ones best too, but they also have the other ones.
but they're not bad. Yeah.
No, yeah. So I was watching House on Haunted Hill and some really bad shit. You know, some of the ones that are like with
The one-
Godzilla and
Carrie, what was the one that we saw live? It was a circus one. It was Circus of Horrors or something like
Yes.
that.
Yep.
That was a good.
Yeah.
That was fun.
That was a lot of fun.
I also like the little ones, the little movies they would do, like with the propaganda films, like with hygiene, where the kids, you know, like have to
Oh,
breathe
yeah.
and learn shit. Those are really funny too. They have this one of these kids are really dirty, and they have this like animation showing boogers in their nose that are like like,
Actually,
I
now
love
that I
these
think
sheep.
about
they
it,
they don't bathe because I like being in here.
Carrie, we're lucky that we even got to see that show. That was a blink of an eye before this started.
That's
Right
true.
before. That's the
Actually,
last-
yeah,
was-
you're right.
That was at the
right
end
before.
of February, early
Mm.
March, right at the end there.
Yep, because
Yeah.
then the next event that we were going to attend together was Pee Wee, and that got canceled.
Yeah, I'm so bummed about that. I hope
Or
that
postponed.
It's postponed.
You're
I'm looking
you're
forward-
making Dave cry.
All right, that's why I changed it.
In his
Postponed. I can't make him
pants.
cry on his
I
birthday.
know. I was.
Although I guess it's still not technically your birthday, or is it now your birthday?
No, it's my birthday on the 15th.
The 15th. Okay. Oh, so you've just
Where
started
he
your
is.
birthday.
two hours.
Yes.
Yeah, you're only 2 hours in. Oh my God, this
Yeah,
is
so
like the
I've got a
best birthday.
You're
ever.
a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna check on my TV, see if I can use Pluto. Because if it has to be on my computer, like that's no good. I don't like sitting in this chair for lengthy, except for the show, lengthy periods of time. So there it is. As
Well,
everyone
anyway,
else seems to be.
I think you guys
Yeah.
would find some fun stuff in there. So give it a check out. I mean, we're all sitting at home anyway.
Porn.
Looking for
No.
stuff to see. Oh, they do have this one channel. It's called Eye
you
Candy.
finished Netflix.
And it just has girls like hot girls dancing around in bikinis and shit. That was pretty
Jeez.
funny. I'm like, what kind of channel is this? You know?
Well, on Colbert, he was saying that Pornhub is now, as long as the quarantine's going on, offering free premium accounts.
Oh wow,
Oh, jeez.
Wish you knew that.
Porn.
that's something to do for 15 minutes.
You don't have to.
That's a very-
I wish I knew that before I resubbed.
So,
Oh.
do you guys ever go to like Buffalo Wild Wings where they have like
All the time.
B-Dubs TV? You know,
Oh,
the
yeah.
TV channel they have.
Yeah.
That's on there too. The B-Dubs channel.
Oh,
is
does it
on
have the
the,
trivia on there?
No, it doesn't have that. No, but it has. You know
Ah.
how it switches to like racing or like surfing. You know how it
I've been
keeps
getting
different
takeout from
stuff.
B Dubs once a week lately. Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah,
that's my Friday or Saturday thing. Yeah.
Years they're doing specials to get people to order out. You know,
Yeah,
like
normally I don't.
$10. Yeah, you get.
And normally I don't. Actually, it feels weird because normally that's one of the places me and Carrie go when she's here.
Yeah.
Usually it's B-Dubs and Famous Dave's, and so I know Carrie's been going to Moss Beach Distillery once or roughly once a week or
once
so.
a week,
Yeah.
every Friday. I I get takeout from that restaurant.
Yeah, it is strange
the one
going
you get the
there
toilet
alone
paper
though.
at?
Yeah, that's the one that actually is doing the toilet paper giveaway that I haven't actually taken any of the.
I'm running out of toilet paper, but I order some meals.
That's I
saw somebody
realized
walking at a grocery outlet today with a bunch of toilet paper under their arm, and I'm like, "Yay, that's awesome! Look at them. That's awesome."
Yeah, I realized today that
It's there again.
it's
And
go
eggs.
early in the day.
I got eggs.
Yeah.
11 a.m. Every place had TP today, so it's like, oh, okay, that's the
That's a
trick,
good sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some places still have lines though.
Can't see a line, can you, Russ?
Yeah, I had to
Dude,
wait to get into Safeway, but it was short.
Oh my God. I went to, so that I think I was talking about on Saturday, went to the pet store and there was around the corner, there was a Target. The line was at least a quarter mile long.
Holy balls.
It was fucking insane. And I was
like
thinking
Star
about
Wars 1999.
Yeah.
When I was thinking about picking up a new Switch game, and I was like, oh well, that's cool. I could if Target doesn't have a big problem, then I could just run in there and grab a game. It's like, nah, not a fucking chance. I'm not getting out of the car.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Not
You like to
worth
have
it.
the physical media, right? So you
Yeah,
wouldn't download the game.
I don't like to download.
Yeah.
It's available for download, but I don't want to download it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yep.
All right, well, guys, I got to cut out.
No,
yeah, me too.
Yeah,
late,
no,
yeah.
it's late. Oh, it's after 11 already.
Yes.
Yep.
I have to convince myself not to install this tonight.
Oh, no. Remember what
Wonka said.
What Wonka said.
Yeah.
You could put it in your butt.
The
and put power
dormouse
to
said,
it.
"Come on."
It's only 6 volt
It's
now.
a 3D. It's only 6 volt, and it's a 3D printed part. I don't think it can sustain the tension.
The pressures.
The power of your sphincter.
The power
The clench. Yeah, that's
of
right.
the rectal walls would crush it.
And then you're going to the
Way to
ER.
get scientific.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Hello, doctor. Can you remove the Wonka Vader from my butt?
That would be a new one.
I
have no
said
doubt.
good day.
Yes. It started out as a good day, and then it became a good day.
Yeah.
Oh no.
All right. Take care,
You
guys.
get
All right.
nothing.
Yeah.
See ya.
All right, you guys.
See you
Good
later.
night.
Good night.
Thanks, everybody, for joining us.
Thank
Yep.
you. This was
I've
fun.
just decided to switch our Friday schedule to Monday, which means that the tests we take each Friday on what we learn during the week will now take place on Monday.